してくガラスの迷路ひび割れた声まだ消えないまま藤た記憶誰かの夢にすり替わる名前さえ今奪われてく聞こえるか胸の奥できしむ鎖の叫び逃げないで選ぶんだ自分だけの芯を一つ書き換えられた世界で僕は僕を上書きしてくささやく嘘切り裂きながら覚めないなら夢を燃やせ一つ操られた明日に君の本と響かせてかけ違えたストーリー今塗り替えてゆけ黒いタイピン運命に鼓動が刺さる
プレイステーション X フォースドネスパルワールドアタックとヘイローカンサルド SCAMPUS アピランス HYPNO ボディピローセールメンファインドアウトオンハイピーノーキャストタナイト
偽物でも選ぶ痛みはリアル奪えない願いだけが最後のパスワード一つ書き換えられた世界で僕は僕を上書きしてくささやく嘘切り裂きながら覚めないなら夢を燃やせ一つ操られた明日に君の本と響かせてかけ違えたストーリー今塗り替えていけ必殺君の声で暗いスクリプトを壊して一つ書き換えられた世界で僕は僕を更新してく挟むく影抱きしめながら傷ついても夢を離すな操られた未来君と一緒に飛び越えて交差してくストーリー今始まりに帰ろう
That's right, boys. Shout out to everybody. Welcome to another episode of Hypnocast. That's right, we are live. We are live, we are live, we are live. We're going to dive down the rabbit hole that is known as the internet. But before we do that, boys, you got to bring it in. Listen, it's Sunday, boys. It's Sunday. Sunday isn't a bad day. I don't mind Sunday. I think Sunday's an okay day. Sunday's an okay day, boys. Get in here. Let's go. We got to hug it out. We got a lot we got to talk about, man. The amount of haterade energy that is out there on the internet right now, especially towards Palworld, it is palpable. It is palpable. So we got to hug it out, boys. There's no way we're going to be able to handle all of this nonsense without giving one big, massive hug. So let's get in here, get close, let's hug it out, and listen very closely. If you are watching over on YouTube, like the stream, motherfuckers. Like it. Like it. Now, if you are watching over on Rumble, like the stream. Like it now. Let's go. And if you are watching anywhere else right now, that's impossible, and you're most likely pretty gay. Let's be real.
You are gay!
Like the stream. Guys, listen, before we do the Bigot Army roll call, let's announce the official Waifu Battle tournament that is starting today, boys. All right? Told you guys the new tournament's going to be starting today, and we're going to announce it today, and we're going to have the first battle today. I'm sure you guys can already see in the poll who the first round is going to be. But let's announce the tournament today, and then we're going to get into the Bigot Army roll call so we can shout out the people that are in the chat right now hanging out with us on this beautiful Sunday. It's a gorgeous Sunday, ladies and gentlemen. All right, man, let's get into it, boys. New Waifu Battle tournament starts officially today, you sons of bitches. All right, boys, listen. Guys, ladies and gentlemen, this particular tournament's going to be interesting because I'm going to be putting in a lot of new faces that you guys aren't used to. You're going to recognize some. You're going to recognize some, but there's going to be a lot of names that some of you might be a little bit more niche into. But anyway, this particular tournament is going to decide who is the #1 fighting game waifu of 2026. That's right, boys. That's right. We got a bunch of angry fighting bitches that we're going to be deciding between, and we're going to figure out who's the numero uno of the entire bunch. Now, there's a lot of names here that you're probably going to recognize, but I did decide to put in some less famous names because, god damn it, they deserve their chance too. Where's Chin Li? Listen, it's not Chin Li. Okay, that was a mistake. Is Tifa in there? No, because Tifa will just win everything. All right, Tifa would just literally win everything, so that's not fair. All right, boys. So with all that being said, there's going to be a lot of King of Fighters. There's going to be a lot of Guilty Gear. There's going to be some Mortal Kombat in there. It's going to be everything. Well, not everything, but a little bit. A little bit of, a little bit of stuff. All right. So just to list off some of the names, you might not know some of these characters. You might know some of these characters. Who really knows? And Tifa won last time, so stop asking for Tifa, you greedy fucks. Jesus Christ, man. So, of course, we got Mai. We got Mai in the beginning. All right. Going up today against Baiken. I don't know how to say her name. Baiken, whatever. From Guilty Gear. Yeah, Guilty Gear, Jesus Christ. We got Shermie versus Asuka. We got Elizabeth Bland versus Angel. Sonya Blade versus Yuri Sakazaki. We got Anami versus Eliza. Maharu versus Android 18. I did throw in Android 18 in there just because I felt like being an asshole. So Android 18 is in there. What do you mean no Katana? Katana's right there. Anyway, I'm going to keep reading the names. So Maharu versus Android 18. We got Rainbow Mika. That should be interesting. Versus Amelia Rage. We got Ayane versus Cammy on the bottom left. We got Morrigan. Of course, I had to bring back Morrigan and Felicia. But we got Morrigan going up against Jury at the top right. We got Elfed versus Kasumi. We got Marie Rose versus Ivy. We got Crimson Viper versus Katana. That should be interesting. We got Meg versus Android 21. That should also be interesting. We got B. Jeanette versus Nakaruru. We got Cecilia Mercury versus Felicia, Catgirl Felicia. And then we got Jacko Valen versus Chun-Li over at the bottom right. Boys, we got some interesting lineups here. So with all that being said, we are now going to be transforming this into a full... You can't read? That's fine. That's why I read it for you. So, boys, where's McDuggins? He's dead! McDuggins is dead. Guys, that means that the waifu battles are officially going to be all stream long again. The exhibition fights are over. We are now going back to the tournaments, which mean that the votes are going to be all stream long. And just for overall comfort's sake, I am going to be removing the hashtag requirement from the voting. All you got to do is put the name first. All right? All you got to do is put the name first, and that is literally it. All right? So with that being said, the first round today... I didn't misspell Chin Li, okay? The first round today is going to be, of course, Baiken versus Mai, ladies and gentlemen. That's right. That's right, boys. We got an interesting fight today. We got essentially King of Fighters versus Guilty Gear. That should be pretty interesting, boys. So listen, throughout the entire stream, please let me know in the Super Chats. Make sure to put the name, whatever your Super Chats are, Put the name in the beginning so that we could get this tournament going. And by the end of the stream, we're going to decide who's the winner and who's going to be moving on to the next round. Whoever moves on from this particular fight will end up going up against whoever wins the next one, which is Shermie versus Asuka. So that should be pretty interesting, boys. All right? Baiken versus Mai. That's the battle today. Let's get it going. All right, boys. Now we do the Bigot Army roll call. Let's see who is in the chat right now hanging out with us on this beautiful Sunday. Let's figure it out, man. We got Eternal Brandon. You wouldn't be shocked if it not put poison. I thought about it. You son of a bitch. How dare you know me? Listen, I thought about it, okay? I really thought about it. It was almost like a 41% chance that was going to happen. It was very close. Very, very close. We got Danny G in the chat. What's going on, Danny? How you doing? We got Hanny in the chat. Shout out to Hanny. We got Dark Obsidian in the chat. What's going on, brother? We got Soul Reaper 2078. We got Dragatello in the chat as well. We got Secret Final Boss. What's going on, Secret Final Boss? We got John D. What's going on, John D? We got Red Ogre. We got Hanny. We got Oliver Adam. Forgotten Vets in the chat. What's going on, bro? We got Mr. Melancholy. We got Glowmite Prince. Oh my God, brother. There's no Chin Lee. Stop. That was one mistake. That was one typo. We got Yamato 85. We got John D. We got Adrian Hanma. No Asha. No. No Asha Sharma. Stop it. Stop. We got Bebop. What's going on, Bebop? We got Ghostlob. Shout out to Ghostlob. Prater Minds in the chat. We got Soul Reaper 2078. We got, let me scroll down. Hold on. I got to scroll down. This thing is frozen. Fighter 4 is in the chat. What's going on? Yep. Got some Blaze Blue in there. We got, let's see. We're on DFK. Everybody touch the hat right now. Everybody touch the hat. We got Sanguine. What's going on, man? We got Great Ape. Shout out to Great Ape. We got, let me see. Commander Sonok. We got, let me scroll down. Demonic Alloy. Danny G is in the chat. We got Zodiac Chimera. What's going on, man? We got Dietrich Koenig in the chat. Who else is here? Let me scroll up. Let me scroll up because it fucking adjusted. I don't know why I did that. We got Mornblade in the chat. We got Eternal Brandon. We got Charlie Nuclear. CEW Nick. What's going on, man? We got Turtle Lee. We got St. Hugo in the chat. Setsuna Shadow in the chat. What's going on, Setsuna? We got Donna Gardner in the chat. What's going on? We got Bebop in the chat. Great Apes in the chat. Scampus is even here. What's going on, Scampus? We got Oliver Adam is here. We got Sleeping Nova is here. Limitless Andre is here. Silver Austin Luna's here. Who else is here? Tiger King is here. What's going on, man? We got Fourth Wall Guy is here. Dade 404 is here. Forgotten Vet yet again. Dikachu is here. What's going on, Dikachu? We got, let me scroll down. Melody Johnson is here. Ian Crispus is here. What's going on, Ian? We got Sonia Lisette is here. And we got Demogeni is here as well. All right, boys. 4 more people. Then we got to get on with the show, man. 4 more people. And then I'm going to go through membership train, supers, and then content, guys. We got a lot we got to talk about today, boys. Let's see who's over there on Rumble. Who is over there on Rumble? Let's see. We got Life Ferret over there on Rumble. Democulus over there on Rumble. What's going on, man? We got Dietrich Koenig over there on Rumble. Fluffy Murder Machine over there on Rumble. Viovis is there on Rumble as well. What's going on, dude? We got T-Jab over there on Rumble. Sargon's over there on Rumble. Griffin of Might is there as well. Shout out to you, man. And last but not least, we got, let me scroll down. We got Zudi Rumble over there on Rumble. Shout out to Zudi. And we got Ardith Bay over there on Rumble as well. All right, boys, listen, some of you have been really naughty. Some of you have been really, really naughty, boys. So here's what we have to do. What we have to do is we got to sacrifice one of your fellow Bigot Army members, and we got to send their asses to the HR meeting, boys. That's what it is. And listen, some of them want to go. Some of them want to go. I don't know why, but some of them want to go. But we got to sacrifice somebody, man. Somebody's got to go to the HR meeting. So let's figure it out, man. Soul Reaper says booty hole protected by Gotcha Man to go down by 5. Why would you want your booty hole protected by Gotcha Man? It's kind of insane. I'm not going to lie to you. Which goes to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No one in reverse. Max Terror Shields. Booty hole protected by 6. Let's go down 100. Wild coconut crabs loose in the person's cubicle. Breaking the office. No pets policy after they start making off with everyone's lunch. What the fuck was that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh. Charlie Nuclear reversed it back, and he said that guy above him, not him, which means it goes back to this guy, Toxic.
Holy shit.
Did you seriously not protect yourself from an Uno reverse, brother? Did you not protect yourself from a Toxic? You've been here so long. I think he secretly wants to go. I'm not going to lie to you. I think Toxin secretly wants to go. I think he likes them big bitches like that. I'm just saying. Toxin? I'm just saying, man. Congratulations to Toxin. You are going to HR, brother. Congratulations.
Please, I beg you, don't do this. I didn't mean it.
Sit your bigot butt down in the chair so we can tell you how racist you are, you disgusting chud.
That's right. Toxin's at the HR meeting, boys. We'll see him later. We'll see. Hopefully he survives, ladies and gentlemen. All right, listen up, man. Guys, we got to talk about a lot of shit. All right, first and foremost, we got to talk about Palworld, man, because Palworld, not only is Palworld doing amazingly well right now, but Palworld's also getting majorly attacked by pretty much, like, all the Pokemon fans. And then not only that, also, like, journalists. Journalists are trying to, like, they're doing the same thing they did in 2024. The journalists in 2024, they try to downplay Palworld, and they're like, oh, it's really not that good. I don't understand why so many people are playing it. You know, now it's like, well, okay, it's that good, but it's not as good as it used to be. That's kind of like where it's at right now, where they're like, oh, yeah, the game's about to hit 1 million concurrent, but, yo, that's only half of what they used to be, so, like, that's not good. Come on, bro. What are we doing, man? This is insane. So we're going to talk about Palworld. We're going to look at some of the nonsense that people are saying about Palworld, because it is a lot of nonsense, obviously. We're also going to take a look at a video that you guys have recommended to me for quite a bit now, which is essentially Moore's Law is Dead. That's the YouTube channel. He made a video about the PlayStation bots that they're utilizing to essentially try to control the narrative. So we're going to look at his video going over the entire analysis that he has about the bots that they're using on social media to try to spin the narrative and to try to make people essentially give up on, you know, talking about physical media, or at least at the very least try to counter the physical media conversation that's happening right now. So we're going to talk about that. Check out that video. I heard it's a very good video, so we're going to take a look at that. We're also going to talk about Halo getting canceled. And no, I'm not talking about the upcoming Halo Combat Evolved. I'm talking about the other projects that apparently just got leaked all over social media, that they announced that they canceled a multitude of Halo projects, mainly because just creative direction is terrible. And ultimately, Halo Combat Evolved is all they have coming out right now. They don't have anything else in the works. And this is coming from a studio that just rebranded itself to try to save Halo. Yeah, I don't really know if that's going to happen. So we're going to talk about that. Yamato says we're going to get new PlayStation news all the way to 2028. You bet your fucking ass you will. You bet your ass you will. So we're going to talk about that as well. And we got some fast topics we're going to go over. The EA acquisition from the Saudis is about to be approved. It's basically about to be cleared pretty soon. And before you know it, that's it. EA is going to go private. We're about to live in a world, boys, where EA is going to be a private company. It's going to be pretty interesting. So we're going to check that out. We're also going to talk about Valve because, you know, a lot of journos are trying to get Valve to play the exclusivity game. And it just shows how fundamentally they don't understand what Valve has been trying to do for ages. They don't understand what the PC platform is. And yet, for some reason, they still try to get Valve to play those games. Like, if you want to play those games on PC, why don't you just go over to Epic Games? I'm sure they would love to play those exclusivity games over there. But we're going to go over an article regarding Steam's exclusivity, or at least what they want Steam to do. And it just shows you how fucking stupid it is. I just want to go over how really stupid it is. So we're going to go over that. We're also going to talk about, what else, man? What do we got? There was one other fast topic we had. Oh, Marvel Tokon's PC requirements finally came out. We got to go over that. And we got a rumored Dino Crisis remake. Got to talk about that, boys, because you know how much I love Dino Crisis, which means they're going to be pretty bad. All right, boys, let's take Toxin out of HR. I left his comment up there so that he could stay in HR. Let's get out of that. All right, man. Guys, we got a full plate today. We got a full plate today, boys. You guys ready to do this, man? Let's do the membership train. Let's light it up. It's a Sunday, man. It's a Sunday. Let's celebrate the beginning of the new tournament. Let's light up the chat. Make it green. There's a lot of grays in here. We're very racist to grays. A lot of grays in here, boys. There's too many grays. Guys, light it up, man. Let's go. Membership
Ladies
train.
and
Get on the train. Train
all
emojis. Let's go.
aboard. The membership train.
Let's go.
Lights up, first spark, first flame. Name after name, rushing down the frame. Midnight chord, Hypnocast alive. Every little badge like a battle cry.
Why is there an alien?
Counter climbing, tick, tick, tick. Every ping's a promise we keep. From the lurkers hiding in the shadows to the ones who never sleep. Ride the membership train, let it roll through the night unchained. Every gifted heart, every flashing name.
Red Ogre dropped the membership over on YouTube. Thank you, my man. UFO Omega dropped the membership on YouTube. Thank you, sir.
Turn the screen to a burning campaign. From the first to the last, remember the name. We are Hypnocast. Membership train.
Shout out to Red Ogre and UFO Omega for holding it down. Appreciate you guys. Thank you so much for that. Thank you for the memberships, my guys. All right, boys, let's get into pre-stream legends. I'm going to let the TTS run wild, and then we're going to get into the content, boys. Here we go. Resuming the queue. DJ Conic fucking snuck one in at the beginning because I was playing Palworld.
It's 8 p.m. Central. Do you know where your hypnotic is?
What?
Find out tonight on Hypnocast.
Dude, do you remember those commercials?
Atoxin TV deserves
crazy.
the all-gay male HR team.
Should I make an all-gay male HR team? Do you think people would want to not go for that? Do you think that would be the case? I don't know, man. I don't know, UFO Omega. Maybe. Thank you for the 2, though. I appreciate it. And Deidre Connick snuck a $5 in, of course. And I didn't pause it, so he already got it read. But thank you. I appreciate that, my man. They say, oh, hell no. Why not? Why not? Torinol for a 2 over on Rumble says, 7th Monday is crazy. I assume you could join us. Come on, bro. It's not 7th Monday. What are we talking 7th Monday? Awesome that you could join us on it, Hypno. Thanks, Torinol. Appreciate that. And then Deidre Connick dropped a membership over on Rumble as well. I appreciate that. Thank you, man. And then shout out again to Red Ogre dropping a membership over on YouTube. Appreciate you, bro. And then UFO Omega dropped a membership as well over on YouTube. Thank you. I appreciate that. All right, boys, we are fully caught up. I don't think there's any gifted games. Let me just double check. Let me just double check because I have the notifications turned off, so I really don't know. Okay, I don't see any gifted games, so we're good. All right, boys, first ever stream in like 300 days with no Kiryu. Shout out to you guys. The unofficial Kiryu streak is officially dead. Let's continue, boys. All right, first things first, let's do a fast topic. I want to do a fast topic before we get into the actual nonsense. We're going to look at the PC requirements for Marvel. Son of a bitch. Why do you sound like you're taking a shit? I don't understand. Why do you sound like you're taking the biggest fucking dump and you're struggling? Why? What is wrong with you? This is awkward.
I tried playing Pokemon Zar after Palworld. It made me sleepy in under 20 minutes.
Oh,
I've never played a game
rough.
that made me sleepy. Rolling on the floor laughing emoji. How about you?
So you want the truth? There was a couple video games that I played that made me fucking fall asleep. Dustborn was one of them. When playing Dustborn, I almost fell asleep on stream like twice. And then I ultimately ended up getting super sick as well while playing Dustborn. But I managed to fight it through and finish that game. That sucked. That was really bad. I legit almost fell asleep. If you look at my avatar, you could, that was back when the blink sensitivity was a lot higher. You could see the eyes closing and then going like this. It was bad. It was pretty bad. But aside from that, there it is. Thank you for the 5. I appreciate you, bro. King Demon Wing. Damn, bro. Of course, King Demon Wing is here to save the fucking day, man. To save the day, King Demon Wing dropped a 5 membership banger on the stream. The only one. Let's go.
4 memberships!
More memberships! More memberships!
And considering that's the first one on the stream, you already know what that means.
Crimson Desert put me to sleep in under 2
Damn. Right as I was, man, if we didn't get that super chat from Chewbacca, we were about to lose Kiryu. But then King Dimwing came in here and saved the day, brother. Thank you so much for that. I appreciate that, man. And Toxin with the 189. Stop lying to yourself. It's only because the game actually makes you think for yourself as to the reason why you fell asleep. Let's be real, Toxin. Let's be real, Toxin. Thank you, man. I appreciate that. Shout out to Toxin. Guys, do not forget, we do have a battle going on today, all stream long. It is going to be Biken versus Mai. Let us know in the supers. You got to put the name first if you want it to count. Otherwise, it's not going to count. Let's go over this, boys. We got Marvel Tocom PC requirements officially. Let's take a look at this because, you know, the game's going to be coming out pretty soon. Here are the minimum system requirements. Obviously, Windows 11 operating system. We also got a CPU of an Intel Core i5-8400 and an AMD Ryzen 5 1600X. Of course, this motherfucker. Now he's going to be vindicated. Now Chewbacca is going to be vindicated. He thinks he could just show up whenever. Of course. Thank you for the 5, Adair. I appreciate that very, very much. We got 16 gigs of RAM, which is the minimum, it seems like, for either minimum or recommended. And then we got an NVIDIA GeForce RTX 2060, 6 gigs, and an AMD Radeon RX 6600 XT, 8 gigs for the minimum. Now, for their recommended, they recommend that you have an Intel Core i7-8700 or an AMD Ryzen 5 3600X or an NVIDIA GeForce RTX 3070, 8 gigs, or an AMD Radeon RX 7600 XT, 16 gigs. So, I mean, at this point, it seems like this game is going to run on pretty much almost anything. You know, these are not hardcore specs for recommended whatsoever. Nobody really thought it was going to be anyway, looking at the game. But then again, you never know, considering that some of these games that have this cartoony art style, I'm looking at you, Borderlands, end up requiring like a fucking mega rig in order to be able to play. But, you know, to be fair, it is a fighting game, so they're going to want people to be as lag-free as possible. So naturally, the requirements are going to be lower, I would imagine, or at least more optimized. So not terrible. Definitely will work on many, many PCs. So that's good. So shout out to them for making that possible. And those are your PC specs for Marvel Tocom, which I don't even know if Atreus is going to be playing day one. We'll see. We'll see if Atreus is going to be playing day one. He says he's going to play day one. I guess we'll find out. Point Break, thank you for the gift, man. Appreciate the 10 jewels. Shout out to you. All right, boys, listen. Let's go another one. We got another rumor. Guys, I'm excited for this, man. I'm excited and also very, 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 very scared. Very, very nervous. Boys, so apparently there's a rumor that's been going around for a while. And it keeps popping up every now and then. And considering the recent success that Capcom has had with the remakes for their Resident Evil franchise, I would not be surprised to see this actually become a thing. But apparently there is a rumor that there is going to be a Dino Crisis remake. And that this development started in 2022, according to Team Biohazard. Now, a Dino Crisis remake, if it was done correctly, would be amazing. You know, the problem is that, again, it's still modern day developers, modern day Capcom. And while the remakes weren't terrible, in my opinion, I know Leon absolutely hates them. But while the remakes weren't terrible, in my opinion, they also weren't like perfect remakes either. So it makes me wonder, not so much like the good stuff they're going to do, but more so like what's the stuff they're going to leave out? What's the stuff they're going to take out? What's the stuff they're going to conveniently leave out in order to save time? You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm sure the stuff that's going to be in there is going to be good stuff. I'm just more concerned about the stuff that they're going to take out. That's what I'm like, all right, you know, what are you going to take out from this game? What are you going to remove from this game? What are you going to censor, especially? Like, You know? Because my problem is never what they put in the game, because what they put in the game for the most part is fairly okay as long as they don't change anything from a story perspective. But the problem is they leave things out, which ultimately does change things from a story perspective sometimes.
But they still can't make Resident Evil 5 remake.
No, they can't. That was gonna be my next thought. So it's so funny that we're gonna potentially live in a world, right? We're gonna live in a world where we're gonna get a Dino Crisis remake before we get a Resident Evil 5 remake. That's actually hilarious, dude. That's actually hilarious, man. Like, I wonder, can we just get a Resident Evil 5 remake already, man? I want one so bad. I don't even want one so bad in the sense to just play it. I want one so bad because I want to see what they're gonna do with it. I'm willing to sacrifice Resident Evil 5 for the content. I really am. I'm willing to sacrifice Resident Evil 5 just to see what they do.
My Suffer Nintendrones.
Suffer Nintendrones, Suffer. Thank you for the 2. Appreciate it. Regina won't look the same. Nobody's going to look the same, realistically, Yamato. Going from Dino Crisis PS1 to modern day remake, I highly doubt they're ever going to look the same. Resident Evil Wakanda, that's definitely possible. We should do a Resident Evil in Wakanda. But then it's like, you can't race swap them. Like, ultimately, the problem is, it's the black zombies, right? That's the problem. It's the black zombies being mowed down by a white man. That's the problem, right? So they can't change that because they've been saying all the time that Wakanda is inherently black and that it has to be black and all that. So if they do Resident Evil 5 in Wakanda, they can't race swap the zombies. They got to keep them black. Otherwise, it's gonna go against their entire narrative they built around Wakanda. So I don't know. I just think that this will be the funniest thing in the world. It really would be. But I want a Resident Evil 5 remake really, really, really bad. And the day that they announce it is the day I'll be at my happiest. Because I'll be like, yes, the content is about to be insane. Tire King says black dinosaurs. We definitely should put black dinosaurs. We should put black dinosaurs. Everything should be black. Every creature should be black. Every person should be black. The building should be black. Just black the whole fucking game. Why not? Why not? It'll be fine. They had like black witch doctors and shit. It was crazy. I'm telling you, man, it'll be amazing. It'll be amazing. Hey, Shiva's a waifu. Didn't I put her? I'm pretty sure I put her in the waifu battle at some point. I'm almost positive I did. Mega Man Legends 3. God damn, people still talk about Mega Man Legends, bro. It's amazing. Just give Chris a spray tan. Yes, but they'll instead of like race swapping him, they'll just claim that he has like blackface on or something. You know? You get a Resident Evil 5 remake when Hasbro gives us a Studio Series gun Megatron like in the 86 movie. No, man. Come on. I can't wait that long. Deborah Wilson as Shiva. Yes. Make it happen. Remakes suck and they're bad ideas. I'm all for this bad idea. You don't understand, Tire King. I'm not looking for this to be good. I'm looking for this to be entertaining. That's what I'm looking for it to be. And I think a Resident Evil 5 remake would definitely be there. But in all seriousness, Dino Crisis remake. Of course, I'm going to like the sound of that, but realistically, I need to know what they're going to take out of it. That's mainly what I'm concerned about. So we'll end up seeing what happens if this ends up being true, but I wouldn't doubt it as something that ends up being like a really big surprise next year at the Game Awards or something like that. Right now they're essentially looking at Resident Evil Veronica to be their current remake that they're going to push. So we'll see what happens next year, but I don't think we're going to hear about this anytime soon. So we shall see. We shall see. All right, let me exit out of that. Black Regina. Oh my God. Please. We was dinos and shit. Exactly. All right, boys. Let me exit out of this. Where we at? Let's do the bot story. I want to do the bot story first. Let's do the PlayStation story right now. Let me check Rumble really quick. See what we got going on. Dietrich Koenig. I don't know if I called out that membership, but thank you, sir. I appreciate you. Shout out to Dietrich Koenig. I think I did, but I'll call it out again. It's all good. All right, I'm pausing TTS, boys. Guys, we got to talk about PlayStation. I know, Jesus, how many times have you heard that? You're going to hear that for the next year, but that's okay. Guys, we got to go over this video that is titled PlayStation Hired Bots to Defend PS6 Killing the Disc Analysis. Now, I got recommended this video by a lot of you guys. Some of you commented on my other videos about it. Some of you told me in live streams about it. A couple of people you mentioned it in messages about it. But realistically, this video from Moore's, it looks pretty interesting. And this is something we've been talking about before. We kind of covered this the other day about the bots. We did small examples of it, but apparently he goes really deep into it. So we'll see how that goes. But just in case you guys don't know, let me give you a little bit of a heads up. So apparently what's happening is that it is rumored or alleged that Sony or somebody who is trying to benefit Sony is running a bot campaign to essentially try to drown out the conversation around killing physical media. They're trying to drown it out completely. They're trying to, essentially make it harder and harder for people to get their voice heard by countering the argument with nonstop comments saying the same exact thing, which is essentially digital media is the best, or like digital media is the future, or, who cares about physical media, et cetera, right? Now, is it very strange to think that a company might employ, some sort of bots to try to spin up a narrative or counter a narrative on social media? No, it's not, because we've seen verifiably multiple companies do this. We've seen Disney do this anytime there's backlash for some of their movies. We've seen other companies utilize this to try to push this narrative that XYZ is doing amazing when it's really not. And then many months later or a year later, when the earnings call happens, it gets proven that, XYZ game or movie actually didn't do as good as people kept saying that it was doing. So these fake narratives get spread around very easily, and they're pretty easy to catch because realistically, these companies don't spend a lot of money, so they get the most simplistic bots imaginable to push the same garbage over and over and over. So we're going to check out this video. You guys recommended this to me. I'm going to link it in the description of this video and also in the chat right now. Let's check it out, see what we got. Here we go. Moore's Law is Dead is the YouTube channel. Moore's Law is dead.
So this past week, I noticed that a bunch of gamers on Twitter were suggesting that the people defending Sony...
Gamers with a capital G, by the way, since that's the thing now.
Right now, Sony's attempt to kill physical discs were actually not humans, that they were hired bots deployed to do damage control. And I've got to be honest, my gut reaction was to think that this idea was probably overblown. I mean, sure, the internet's full of bots and you'll find them on either side of whatever. But then...
Dead internet theory.
I started digging into it. Through the comments, specifically responding to Sony's posts on Twitter, purely out of curiosity. And I think this might actually be true. Now,
so you know what's interesting about this? I want to make sure people understand this, is that I've learned with the recent conversation we've been having with PlayStation, I've learned that the crazier something sounds, the more possible that it's most likely going to be true at some point in time. And I know some things sound really crazy on the internet. Some things sound absolutely insane. But lately, we've been seeing that even some of the craziest, most insane things end up being true. Even if it's not true right now, it ends up being true at some point, which is kind of sad when you really think about it. But anyway, let's continue.
To be clear about what I'm talking about, though, what I did is I scrolled and tried to find anyone fully defending an all-digital, zero ownership future in the replies to Sony's tweets, or maybe Rockstar's tweets, or tweets that Sony's account reposts. So I'm not talking about, like, someone having a hot take on Twitter or a YouTube channel with a real person talking who's like, actually, I think the all digital future is inevitable. Those are not the people I am talking about. I am talking about someone that would bother to spend their time in these comment sections to Sony's tweets themselves, arguing with people saying we don't want to lose our discs. Again, it's not someone making a hot take somewhere or giving their opinion because they feel like they have to speak. It's this idea of, are there really people trying to do like counter protests to the people protesting every tweet and post a Sony or PlayStation account makes? And well,
yes, okay, so even if it gets proven that a lot of it is bots, are there people that are actually out there basically being corporate dick lickers for Sony? Yeah, of course. Of course there is. They're all over the place.
I went through, and it was actually very, very, very hard for me to find anyone defending Sony in these replies. Like, it really, in some posts, I couldn't find them. I don't know if that's just Twitter's algorithm showing me the replies it thinks I want to see to stay engaged. Maybe, I don't know. But it was very hard. And so if there was a sizable amount, I think I would have seen more. In fact, I can count on like one hand what I could find in an hour. And well, what I did is when I found someone who was defending Sony's decision to kill discs, I scrolled through their entire history on Twitter, a high-resolution video really quickly, and then I uploaded these to Gemini Pro and told Gemini to flag these things. That way I could go through years of tweets and find red flags. Now, I also manually went through a lot of it myself, and the funniest things were mostly found by me, but still, this allowed me to do a quick snapshot analysis, and yeah, I think all 3 of the examples I found are actually bots. Now, to be clear, there's no way for me to be 100% sure someone's a bot. Well, except for case study 3. That person, I am 100% sure was a bot. But I have to say that, right? You never know. Someone can speak in a way that looks bot-like and, whatever. And so I want to be clear that I can't be 100% sure. I basically have to just say that, to be fair. And I do not want anyone to go harass them, report them, or interact with these accounts. The point of this is not to call anyone out or cause harm or any stress to someone that could possibly be real. But here's the thing, I thought I had to show them for this piece of investigative journalism to even work, right? If I don't bring the receipts, if I don't show the full examples, I can't make my point. So I had to show them, but again, if they are real, for that matter, for any chance that they...
Well, I mean, to be fair, the journalists barely bring their receipts either. Like, it's so ironic because a lot of them will complain about YouTubers making videos out of nothing. But then if you read a lot of their articles, which I go through their articles every day, obviously, just to check out some of the news and whatnot. If you read a lot of their articles, most of their sources are just one person or one thing, right? If they say something along the lines of like gamers are angry at, whatever, they'll end up bringing like one Reddit post. And that's basically it. Right? They'll be like, hey, gamers demand more LGBTQ representation or something like that. And then they'll link to like a one Reddit thread where there's like 2 people posting in it or something like that, and they'll make it sound more substantial than it actually is. So just to be fair.
Could be, do not harass them. All right. So let's get to the
But yes, don't harass them, obviously. Don't be an asshole.
1. This person is a supposed fan of One Piece that conveniently uses the main character to hide his face. Of course, he is defending Sony's move to go all digital and even somehow actually using the PS3 store shutting down as an example that the all digital future is good. Yeah, that was a huge red flag to me that we should look into if this one is
digital for the win. Wait, what? Wait, what? That's crazy. You guys can't see it because it's cut off in my video, but at the top he says digital for the win. It's like, what do you mean digital for the win, brother? They just announced that they're shutting down an entire storefront for 2 different platforms that were being supported up until this time with no issues. And then this guy's like, yeah, digital for the win. Like, how is that for the win, bro? Do you realize the irony of using a character that is essentially a pirate and then talking about, yeah, closed walls are great. Digital media closed ecosystems are great. This is great. It's kind of weird anyway.
It's probably a bot. And if you go back, you can see that he has frequently been hyping up PlayStation stuff for a while now. But, well, this...
Oh, God, we got a God of War Laffy Taffy fan going on over here. Great.
Was the smoking gun for me. He pretends to be excited about a Wolverine ad being part of some deal to be shown before the movie The Odyssey in theaters this weekend. And he was hyping up The Odyssey just 2 days before it was publicly announced that there'd be this big Wolverine Odyssey deal. How did he know that? I guess maybe he just decided to become a big Christopher Nolan fan, despite not really talking about that at all on his account in the past, 2 days before a big deal with Sony.
Oh, damn. So out of nowhere, a homie just starts promoting this when never promoting movies before. And now because of the collab, oof, that's bad. That's rough.
But I find that unlikely. And if you go back through his timeline as well, he oddly has rabid interests, one after another, that are sometimes months or years apart with radio silence. It's a hallmark of bots on Twitter. Like this person, like for some reason, for a few months, all Dragon Ball Z posts and then all WWE posts, and the WWE posts have perfectly spelled with parts of it capitalized tweets, like they were given to him from a corporation. Like, so if you see
so essentially this account is sold to corporations to promote XYZ message for XYZ amount of time, so long as it's beneficial, and then it moves on to the next customer. So whoever buys it, it's just crazy, bro. This is unbelievable.
A person who, like, for 1 year is just all of this weird political, like, hate stuff, and then they're gone for a month. And then all of a sudden, it's all perfectly written, corporate-y WWE tweets. And then a year later, it's time to talk about PlayStation. That is how you know that this person is almost for sure a bot. I'm not 100% sure with this person, but I've got to say I'm 90% sure. All right, now let's move on.
Plus, you got to imagine, too, it's pretty obvious because if it gets to a point where that account, who's like a hardcore PlayStation show right now, suddenly drops PlayStation and starts shilling for something completely like random, something else completely random, it's pretty obvious, bro. You know? It's like they essentially will they'll just show for whatever they're paid to show for. That's basically it.
Case study 2, the supposed Rockstar mega fan. This account was pretty bad. It came off like an official Rockstar promotional account that was constantly defending them on Twitter. And yet it has an unused TikTok account. It links to for no reason, almost like it's preparing to use that one as a bot like swarm account, but hasn't started using it yet. Why link to it if it's not used? And then in the past,
sometimes I question which is worse, Rockstar dick lickers or PlayStation dick lickers. I know they tend to like overlap each other a lot of the time, but shit, man, I don't know which is worse because sometimes I've seen some people go above and beyond to go insane in the defense of Rockstar no matter what they do. But then I've also seen people do it with PlayStation also. So I don't know. I feel like they're kind of close. They're kind of close. I'm just trying to decide which one's worse. I don't know if that's an easy decision, though. That's the problem.
Also has hyped up a lot of accounts that are now deleted, almost like they were part of a purge of bots. But this for me was the most damning thing. The account is supposedly 6 years old, and yet the first post was from a month ago, and basically was just a promotional tweet for GTA 6.
Oh,
yeah, this one here, I am 99% sure this one is a bot. I mean, just look at the hashtags. It looks completely corporate-y. But, all right, so I said 90%, then 99%. What about that one count I said?
And honestly, that happens a lot, dude. That happens a lot. That's why I stopped arguing with people so long ago on X. Because I'm like, I started looking at their accounts and I realized these people, this is what they do. Like, and again, it may not even be a person half the time. It probably just a bot farm, most likely. Like this actually happened a lot in 2024 during like the whole Gamergate 2 stuff. This happened a lot. There was a lot of bots that were going around trying desperately to control the narrative around certain video games that had SBI involved and whatnot. Like, it was all over the place. You know, Master the TDS was really good at catching a lot of that stuff, and he would call it out in his videos and stuff. So this shit's been going on for a long time, and it's just gonna get worse and worse. And people, especially as everything starts to get, you know, the dead internet theory people talk about all the time, like it just becomes slowly but surely true. It gets to that point, really bad.
I'm 100% sure of. Well, we're going to get to it. The alleged Christian, sometimes Nintendo, sometimes PlayStation, sometimes PC gamer, depending on who's paying the account that month.
What the hell?
And always AI-generated fan that is 100% a bot. We're going to get to that after an ad from a sponsor.
Oh,
you guys know I spent
we got a sponsorship.
Analyzing what the big tech companies are doing behind the scenes, and one thing that is constant,
I'm going to let it play out.
They are obsessed with monetizing your data. And it's actually kind of funny when you think about it. We have encryption as standard in basic chat apps.
That was a nice segue. I respect it. Nice dog, by the way.
Scan their personal emails.
Using the dog as a method to keep someone around for an ad is diabolical. He's out of line. But he's right.
Just to build profiles and serve targeted ads, which I don't think you should gloss over. It's not like, oh, so what? My ads are targeted. When a company profiles you, they can curate exactly what you're exposed to, exactly what news you see, and exactly what ideas you interface with. And that becomes a narrower feed over time, and to some degree can eliminate free choice. And that's why I'm highlighting Proton Mail today, the sponsor of this piece of content, as a secure alternative built by CERN scientists that operates under strict Swiss privacy laws to make true privacy the default. With Proton Mail, you get zero access encryption, meaning absolutely no one, not even Proton, can read your emails, and all of those hidden trackers and spam are blocked automatically. And I actually have it. I've been using it for almost a decade.
Who knows,
as
maybe.
a means to secure important files and data away from standard email addresses I use for work as well.
We'll see.
A lot of my sources that reach out to me for leaks, they also use Proton Mail, and well, I haven't seen any of them have any downsides to reaching out to me while they're using it. So if you're serious about your data, like me and many of my sources are, follow our leads and do the same. And if you think switching is too much of a hassle, their migration tool transfers your past emails, calendars, and contacts from old providers in just a few clicks. So take back your privacy and stop letting corporations exploit your inbox. Get your free Proton Mail account today by clicking the link below. Doing so is absolutely free. Clicking that link, setting up a free account, and doing it helps the channel a ton. So support Moore's Law is Dead by checking out a provider that I actually use, Proton Mail, for free today. All right.
Nice.
Case study number 3.
Let's go.
The Christian dad that says,
oh no,
life is so short that you should give up on owning games. No joke.
What?
A real tweet from this person.
No.
As usual this month.
No, it's not. No, it's not a real tweet. No. Stop. Please. No, don't be real. This might be a real person. This might be a real person. Hold on. It says, unpopular opinion. Life is too short to get mad over something as small as physical media. Oh my God. Vinyl, Blu-rays, games, discs, books, whatever it is, it's just stuff. The arguments about ownership, formats, and real collections can get loud. But there's so much more to life. Family, experiences, growth, peace of mind. The things that actually matter. Don't let the small stuff steal your joy. Focus on what's truly worth it. What's a small thing that you've been stopped stressing about? Drop it below. Oh my God, dude. Wow, dude. You know, I can't stand when people take something that they know is annoying other people, right? It could be a problem. It doesn't have to be physical media. It could be a problem. Like any problem. Like, let's say whatever problems you guys may have on a personal level. There is always that one person that comes by and says, why are you complaining? There's a genocide happening. You know what I'm saying? It's like, bro, the people that always try to downplay your problems or downplay like whatever you might have an issue with by claiming that there's something else in life that's more important or something else in life that's happening. It's like, dude, shut the fuck up. We get that. We understand that. We get it. But my life, I want to complain about this. Something that I, take part in, physical media, big part of my life. Like, if I want to complain about it, I have every right to complain about it. This is them trying to downplay the conversation for whatever that reason may be. I don't really know what the reason may be for this person. I don't know if it's a bot or, we'll find out, I guess, in a second. But realistically, these kind of people, they do it all the time. They try to downplay your problems by bringing up something else that has nothing to do with it. Nothing to do with it. What do you think? People that are mad about physical media are not out there enjoying their life and doing other things other than physical media? Of course they are. But physical media is important to them. So they're trying to do everything they can to try to fight against the removal of physical media while they still can. It doesn't mean that they stop enjoying life when that happens. No, these people are so fucking fake, dude. It's unbelievable how fake they are. Anyway.
This person, like the other accounts I've been looking at, was spent defending PlayStation, getting rid of disc, and hyping up GTA 6 like all.
I bought GTA 5 so many damn times. PS3, PS4, PS5, Xbox, PC. Brother, you are oh my God, you are past corporate dick licking. You are past it. You're not even licking it anymore. The entire fucking shaft is deep in your throat that it damn near has disappeared. You Houdini'd their shit by this point. You are well past that point. What the fuck is like, oh my God, you are the consumer that they love so much. If you're real, if you are real, you're like, hey, PlayStation, yeah, I'll make sure your entire cock disappears. Absolutely. Allow me to perform my Houdini tricks. My name is Mikhail, whatever the fuck his name is. This guy invented the fucking Gluck Gluck 9000, brother. You're like prototype number 1. You're the one that cannot be defeated. You're the one that everybody tries to mirror, bros. God, that's insane. I have never seen somebody come out there and try to literally say, hey, I've been a good little bitch. Brother, what kind of... Usually I skip this part in porn. What is this shit? I've been a good little bitch, daddy. I bought the PS3. I bought the PS4. Yeah, I bought the PS5. Yeah, I bought the Xbox too. Shit, cuz. I bought it on PC also. I was a good little bitch. That's crazy. Wow. I have never seen this before. Wow, bro, that's crazy. You're the kind of guy who spends $30K on NBA 2K26 in 3 months, and then you out here just praising it. No, that's crazy, bro.
All of
that's
these accounts
insane.
seem to be doing.
That's
by the
insane.
way.
I've never
in
seen this
between
before.
Virtue signaling
That
that
shit
he
got
loves
me.
Jesus and his supposedly totally real human kids. Which, on a side note,
That's crazy. If they're using a fake ass picture of a man and his daughter, that'll be insane. If this is a bot and they're using somebody else's like daughter and shit, that's so weird, bro. That's so weird. Does anyone else find it funny when you try to prove a point by showing facts, but people just start calling you names and pointing out errors in the text instead of having a conversation? Why is that? Have people forgotten how to have a conversation without slandering and calling names? If you could disprove my point, show me that. Why is it so hard to do? I love that just having a different opinion from somebody else causes somebody to be so mad to act like that. Is that not what this app is for? Jesus, please help. Oh my God, brother. He literally starts stop.
you should
Stop.
see the horrific
I don't
post
even
this
care.
guy
I don't
was
even
making
care.
about subjects connected to politics earlier this year. I don't even think I can show them. Clearly bought to post political stuff back then that I, as someone who was at least raised Catholic, find very unchristian and hilarious that now he's acting like, oh, why can't we just not argue after I just said all those horrific things? But anyways,
Yeah, sounds about
there's
right.
red flags everywhere with this account. I'm not going to go through all of them, but I will point out that they
What the fuck kind of repost is this, brother? What kind of repost is this?
were part of a boosting club. This is where like different bots
What in the Baphomet shit is this? What is this? Is this Indian Baphomet? What is this?
find each other, powered by AI, and boost each other and follow each other so they look like they're real because they have a lot of followers, including boosting accounts that speak languages he supposedly does not speak. Very interesting to follow that account. And in fact,
Oh, this
his
guy is
first
not
post
real.
was being part of a boosting bot club, and
Yeah,
that's
this guy's not
despite
real.
supposedly joining Twitter in 2023. So supposedly joined in 2022. So the person joins in 2022, nothing for 3 years. First act of the account is to start boosting itself up in other bots.
Yeah, it's not real.
And by the way, if
It's
you
a
check
fake-ass
lot of
account.
those, threads,
Which makes it even weirder. It makes it even weirder because, again, the guy is using some white dude with his daughter as his profile picture, and he's using it to console war online. It's really weird, dude. Really weird.
a lot of the accounts on there have already been purged by Twitter. Yeah, it's bad. It's hilarious. This is clearly a bot, but here's really the funniest thing for me. There is this image he posted at some point to show that he's a real gamer dad who likes Ohio State. And let me just put up this totally real image here. Where do we begin?
This is
Well, first of all,
fake,
I don't know
bro. This is fake as hell. This is fake as hell. I can see it from a mile away. You don't even have to call this out. This is fake as hell, dude. You could tell immediately by the American flag being super smudged. Brother, what the fuck?
Ohio State fan would have a tiny little decal in a corner, and I don't really know what's going on with the weird toys going on below him there, but just look at that American flag. Clearly AI generated. Those aren't stars. Or look at the pizza, how it like turns into the cardboard pizza box. Or if you go onto the monitor, you can see that this is a Bizarro World, a basketball court with gibberish writing all over the place. And actually, this one here is probably my favorite part of it. The AI that made this image just kind of seemed to want to make his beer an Ohio State sponsored beer. That's really quite funny to me. Although not as funny as this AI bot trying to prove that he's real by posting a new profile picture of himself saying, "See, I'm real." And that picture isn't even the same person.
Oh my God.
Look, there you go. Yeah, I could almost not find anyone defending Sony's actions this month in the replies to their actual posts on Twitter.
The thing is, I don't think these accounts post that kind of stuff to prove to you that they're real. I think they post that kind of stuff to try to trick the algorithm of Twitter into thinking that they're real, right? Because if people report their account for being bot accounts, if they have some of these posts up there when Twitter's AI reads their account, because we all know it's going to be an AI, right? It's not going to be a real person. If Twitter's AI reads the account, they're going to think it's real based off some of the stuff that they've said or posted or whatever. I don't know. That's what I think they're trying to do. They don't care about convincing you because they know they can't convince you. You already know they're full of shit.
And every person that I did find, I mean this, every person that I found was a bot. So does that mean I'm not saying everyone who's defending this is a bot? No, but I am saying that the defenders in those Sony posts seem to mostly be, at least. Again, I can't be sure. I've checked everything, but that's what it seems like. And well, does that mean I'm sure that Sony hired these bots? Well, of course, I'm not sure Sony did, but I will say that I noticed many accounts do seem to be like they're at least hired by Rockstar. Like there was a lot of these.
Oh, that would not shock me. That would not shock me. Listen, man, a lot of these major studios, like big studios, they will spend a lot of their money that they use for like marketing. They will spend a lot of their money to do social media campaigns, and a lot of those campaigns utilize bots to push out certain messages and whatnot. We've seen it happen a lot. We've seen it happen with Xbox games, PlayStation, Nintendo, everything. They all do it. Everybody, Disney, they all do it. Everybody does it.
Are all about hyping GTA 6 and then defending Sony's all-digital future. So if it's not Sony, I think it might be Rockstar.
Atari in the chat says, again, why even care about bots? They are not real. Because if a company cares about utilizing bots, you have to sit there and wonder, why do they care about utilizing bots? You know they're not real. I know they're not real. Do you think the millions upon millions upon millions of normies that utilize X on a daily basis to get their information, do you think they know it's real? Probably not, right? They probably don't know that it's not real, right? That's the problem. It gives a false narrative and a false impression of the overall conversation that's happening online at the time. And think about it. If a company is concerned, a multi-billion-dollar company is concerned about using bots and spending money to use bots, don't you think they're effective? Just because you know that it's not real, you think it's not effective. But the companies that are spending millions and millions of dollars on this, do you think they're just doing it for no reason? No, they're doing it because they know it's effective, right? So that's the problem. That's why we should care. Because if we could spread out the message as much as possible, listen, I can only reach as many people as I can, right? I get like, if I'm lucky, I'll get like 15, 20, 30,000 views a video. So if I could reach the amount of people that I can, that's great, you know? But otherwise, there's millions of people that do not get reached on a daily basis. Even with all the YouTubers combined, it doesn't matter. You know, but the more you talk about it, the better. That's why we do it. Even though, yeah, obviously we know it's not real. We know none of this shit is real. But there's a lot of people out there that do think that it's real. You know? Just like, you know, you get a phone call from a scammer. Chances are you're probably going to know it's a scammer. Right? You're going to know it's a scammer pretty easily just by talking with them for 30 seconds. But you know who doesn't know it's a scammer? Grandma, grandpa. Right? These scammers are still out there doing what they do every single day in massive numbers. Why? Because it works. Just because it doesn't work against you, it doesn't mean it doesn't work.
If they did it, of course, they do it through intermediaries, so it's hard to prove because that would be such a PR disaster.
Perception is reality. Remember that.
At the end of the day, and of course, you know, also maybe these are...
Yeah, think about this. Perception's reality, right? Perfect. I'll give you another example. Most Twitch streamers, massive Twitch streamers, almost every single one of them has botted views. Almost every single one. Why? Because their algorithm actually encourages promotion based on the amount of concurrent viewers, and most Twitch streamers know that. So almost every single one of them bought their viewers because perception's reality, right? So if they can convince people that they have that many viewers, then they're thinking that they're going to be able to gain more real viewers. And that way they can slowly but surely transition from fake viewers to real viewers, depending on how much they can do it, you know? So again, perception's reality. That's why they pay for this kind of stuff.
Or just like Russian or Iranian bots getting ready to attack the American election later this year. And right now they're just warming up, trying to look like real people by arguing online about really the hottest debate in gaming this summer. That could be what they are. But this is what sticks with me. The hashtags look too perfect. If this is some like foreign government account warming up to, like, you know, mess with the U.S. elections this fall, why are the accounts so perfectly tweeting like they're official promotional accounts for Sony or Rockstar? And frankly, the worst thing is, how did that one account know to start hyping up the Odyssey 2 days before the Wolverine deal with it?
That's weird.
That's not a coincidence there. That means someone there knew something. And so
that's
if it's
so
not Sony,
weird.
I think it's Rockstar, but I think someone there at these companies, through some intermediary way, hired a bunch of bots to make you guys feel like you're crazy for saying you want to own your games.
Well, listen, it would not shock me, because for these kind of companies, this is pennies, right? This is pennies to try to control the conversation that's happening online. especially since they themselves don't want to say anything. But it doesn't mean that somebody else can't say something for them. So if they can counter every one real person who's saying, give us physical media, with one fake person who's saying, you're crazy for wanting physical media, get over it. If at any point they can try to mimic that for a one-to-one or sometimes even surpass it, of course they're going to do it. Of course they're going to take the opportunity to do it. Why wouldn't they, right? There are some platforms that are harder to bot on than others, right? And but X is not one of them. X is pretty easy to bot, accounts and bot comments and whatnot. So, companies do it all the time, dude. We covered this so many times on this channel. It's insane. And usually it happens with a lot of Hollywood stuff, but it does happen with gaming as well. It's happened before, and it's going to happen again.
And frankly, this right there, that's why it's hard for me to get excited for PlayStation 6 anymore. It's not really about the discs. You could convince me an all-digital future will be better. I've talked about it in previous pieces of content. It's just the way they're handling this PR crisis, the way they're treating this community, it tells me I shouldn't support them because they seem to hate their fans and are deploying bizarre methods of gaslighting when it would probably just be cheaper to give gamers what they want. Ownership over things they bought. But
the thing about that is that it's not that they hate you. Is that I'm sure they do, but it's not that they hate you. It's that they feel like they own you. That's really what it is. They feel like their shit is so hot that they got the hottest thing on the market that nobody could say no to them. They feel like at this point that they own you and that they can do whatever they want and you're not going to walk away. That's really what it's about. It's not about hating you or whatever, because they don't know you. But it's about ultimately thinking they control you and own you as a consumer. And they think that they have you trapped in their ecosystem, that you're addicted to their ecosystem, and that you're never going to tell them no matter what they do. And they've started doing this after, 2 years, 3 years now, of them raising prices on you constantly. And people keep saying yes, raising the price of PS Plus over and over and over again. And people keep saying yes. For the most part, did some people walk away? Sure. But it was never like a massive amount. Not like this. This is definitely their next move into a big decision that realistically, this should be the biggest walk away. The amount of people that walk away from this should be bigger than anything before it. But, that's really genuinely what they believe. They believe that they control you and they own you as a PlayStation fan, and that because you've been supporting them for 5 generations now, that you're not going to walk away during the 6th one. That's what they're thinking. So
here's the
it's unfortunate, news. But that's what it is.
I don't think this is working for Sony, and I don't think it's going to for a few reasons. First of all, it's blowing up days after my initial reporting, this story I'm bringing up now, that devs are having an issue with Sony because they pay for these slots or they lobby when a game's coming out to get a tweet from Sony around their release to promote their game. Devs are starting to get really pissed off that when their game is promoted by Sony, it's during a backlash and it actually looks like it's actually counterproductive to making their game get more sales.
Yeah, we talked about this literally yesterday, where there's any developers out there that are getting completely destroyed right now. They're paying, rumoredly they're paying the PlayStation main account to promote their games. And instead of getting promoted to potential people buying games, all they're getting is angry people talking about physical media. So the money's being wasted, and these small studios cannot waste this money. But realistically, I mean, if you're a small studio and you paid Sony to get a promotion during this time, I would try to get your money back before that thing goes live. Seriously. Get your money back, because it's a waste right now.
That is going to become a bigger and bigger issue for Sony if this continues. Publishers saying, yeah, we're not interested in your marketing deals anymore because everyone hates you, so we think we'll just do our own marketing deal. That's a huge problem. I think that's a thing that could force them to back down here. But another thing here is the amount of comments, not just on Twitter, but just drowning out every PlayStation post on YouTube. And I think there is a misunderstanding here. I think people think that because there's less people per post commenting every day, that means gamers are losing steam and this isn't working.
No.
Wrong. It
just
doesn't
need
to be 100,000 replies for this to work. Shit, it doesn't even need to be 1,000 replies for this to work. A 100,000 would be better than 1,000, but really all you need for this method, right? There's multiple ways to make this work, right? Making it feel like it's too risky for them to do this before they launch PS6, and on the one hand, on the other hand, also canceling PlayStation Plus and stuff, so Sony realizes they could literally just lose money short term over this. And then the third thing is just making it so their marketing can't work.
Oh, that's what I said before. Like turn every single one of their marketing into promotion for physical media. Because realistically, that's what the normies watch. The normies watch these trailers. They watch these promotional little tidbits that the companies put out. That's your opportunity to strike and to really get in there, community note their post, comment on their YouTube videos. Just do it. That's the best way, because when people read these comments, and they will, they're going to see that there's a bigger conversation going around right now that most of these people have no clue is even happening, which is so sad, but that's just what it is. Most people don't even know that it's happening. Right. So I think that's the best thing you could do. And again, I just want to reiterate something I said in my last video. Just because people are not commenting anymore doesn't mean that they're losing steam and giving up. It could mean, and it does mean for a lot of people that have commented on my videos, it means that at this point, they're just walking away. That's it. They're already starting their transition to another platform. That's all it is. They're moving away. They're giving up. They're giving up on PlayStation. They're not giving up on themselves or the fight. They're giving up on PlayStation. That's it. They're done. They feel like the company has made their decision, has made their point very clear, and now it's their turn to make their decision and to make their point very clear. There are people that I know that have literally went out and bought PCs just before because they're like, you know what? I'm going to start doing it now. You know, or some people are saving money towards a PC, or some people are just moving platforms. Like that's what it is, bro. That's what people are doing. People don't want to go online and constantly fight against a company that has said that they don't want to essentially feel like they have to talk to their fans. That's what the rumors are. They don't want to talk to their fans. They don't feel like they have to talk to their community. They feel like their brand is big enough that the loyalty will surpass the need to speak to people. So you can only sit there and argue with a company like that so much before you realize, you know what, screw it. I'm just going to go somewhere that I feel like I'm valued as a customer, or I feel like I get value as a customer. So that's what's happening.
Marketing cannot work if almost every comment is an angry one saying PlayStation sucks.
Yep.
That means that the money they spent to drop something, to hype people up to buy something, actually makes people not want to touch Sony stuff. You only need most of the comments to do that for it to work. You don't need 100,000. You just need, when people see the first 10 YouTube comments on a video, it's all negative. And that's happening, and that's working, and I'm sure
most people will not go past the first 10 to 20 comments on a YouTube video. So if all those comments are talking about physical media, yes, even the normies are going to start realizing, oh, what the hell is going on? What's this about physical media? Because to my knowledge, correct me if I'm wrong, you guys can correct me, in the comments or whatever. To my knowledge, they haven't announced this on the PlayStation 5 platform. They've only announced this on the PlayStation 5 blog website. So on the actual PS5, system, I don't think they actually put out any banner or announcement or anything like that on their system. I think it's just on their blog site. So most normies are not even going to go on their blog site. They're only going to log into their system every day. So if the system is not telling you, hey, by 2028, physical media is going to be done, they have no idea it's coming until it's too late. So that's kind of messed up. And again, correct me if I'm wrong on that, but I don't think they actually did that whatsoever. I don't think they made any announcement on their system.
Sony is taking notice of that. But that's the second thing. The third reason I think this is getting to a point where Sony's going to have to do something.
You know what they did advertise on their system, though? They made sure to advertise that GTA 6. They advertised GTA 6 harder than they advertised their first-party video games. And I'm not even kidding. That's been well documented.
To appease gamers or backtrack on their decision to kill physical, is that governments are getting involved. I'm not going to show all of them, but it's becoming very clear that there is going to be lawsuits in dozens of states and dozens of countries, and that a lot of politicians will see this as an easy political win from their constituents to do something like this. And if I'm Sony, I'm going to sit there and go, it's probably cheaper for us to just say people own things when they buy them digitally and to keep doing some degree of physical disc production for the foreseeable future. That's going to be a lot cheaper than fighting out a dozen court battles in a dozen countries for the next decade. And so,
yeah, but again, like I say all the time, man, people are underestimating how bad these corporations want this, how much it makes them rock hard at the idea of being able to have full control over everything they sell and their entire ecosystem, how rock hard they get at the idea of completely eliminating the secondhand market, being able to take away cheaper video games that they get zero profit from players and forcing them to go through them in order to pay them for the game and to be able to control the pricing on everything. you don't realize, like, these corporations will fight tooth and nail, bro. They will. It's not about the cheaper alternative. This is not about just cost saving. Like, is it cost saving to save money on producing discs? Yeah, of course it is. But this is not what the argument's about. You really think Sony can afford to make physical media? Of course they can. They're still making boxes. This is not about the cost. It's about the control. This is why they're still making boxes and putting codes inside of it instead of putting a disc inside of it. Because they don't want you to have that level of control. This is it. This is their end game. This is what they're so excited about. So yeah, even though it'll be cheaper to continue making physical media, it's not about being cheaper. It's about having the control. And that's what they want. That's what they're going for. And that's what they'll keep fighting for. So yeah, they'll fight through all these lawsuits. Of course. They'll spend millions upon millions upon millions upon millions of fucking dollars to fight these lawsuits if it means that their ecosystem is closed and they get to fuck you. That's really what it's about. It's plain and simple what it's about.
Keep it up. I actually think it's working. And winning this battle will likely set a precedence for Xbox, Nintendo, and Steam, all gamers, that when you buy something, whether it's physical or digital, you own it. And yeah, that's how scared they are. They're so scared they've resorted to hiring bots to gaslight you.
Yeah, I'm not shocked.
You gonna let them win, gamers?
Yo, good video, man. This was a really good video by Moore's Law is Dead. I'm going to put the link in the description box so you guys can check it out. Please make sure to go support this video, guys, because he did a really good job on it. Here you go. It's in the links right now. Yeah, I agree with pretty much everything he said for the most part. I just think that he's underestimating the complete desperation that PlayStation, Sony, and really just corporations in general. Because right now, PlayStation's the one that is essentially like trying to start the precedence. But realistically, well, not started because Xbox kind of started that, but realistically, they're the ones trying to go full force with it. And you got Xbox, you got Nintendo, they're all paying attention. Everybody's paying attention right now. If Sony gets away with this, it's only a matter of time before it becomes the norm. So that's why they're staying quiet. Xbox is not stupid in that regard. They're staying quiet. They're not saying anything. Nintendo's not saying anything. They're all staying real quiet about this. And they're just going to watch Sony do what they do and see if what's about to happen actually goes through. That's what's going to happen. So check out that video. Great video by Moore's Law is Dead. And again, the whole bot situation with PlayStation, yeah, I'm not really surprised by that whatsoever. Every company does it. And a multi-billion-dollar corporation like Sony, yeah, this is pennies for them. They'll do it if it means they could try to control the narrative, of course. Let me resume TTS. I don't know if anything came in the meantime. Let me see.
90% of the time journos rats source.each other.
That's true, James Lobb. That's
true.
The
only logical conclusion from that is nihilism. Why do you care about your family and experiences? We all just die anyways. People are allowed to have things they care about.
Right?
Lol.
Yo, Sasquatch, thank you for the 10. You're so accurate, dude. So accurate. Stop talking
More
about
people
Fuda.
are walking away than men from marriage.
Damn, that's true too. That's true too. Holy shit, Dre. Thank you for the 2. Summer Days, thank you for the 189. Stop talking about Fuda games. Sasquatch, yeah, people do this all the time, dude. They do this all the time where it's like, well, why do you care about that when other bad things are happening? You know what I mean? It's the kind of person that, like, if you say, oh my God, I'm really hungry, I gotta eat something, I'm like starving. There's always that one person that's like, why are you complaining about being hungry and starving? There are people that starve worse than you do in, like, I don't know, Ethiopia or some shit. It's like, oh, shut the fuck up, bro. Shut the fuck up. You guys are horrible. Tech Dragon with a membership. Shout out to Tech Dragon. Appreciate you, brother. Thank you for that. Thank you. Right now, I think the waifu battle's at 0-0. I'm pretty sure. So I guess I'm just going to have to eliminate both the waifus. Or maybe, I think Mai might have a couple of bucks, I think. I'm pretty sure. Abhorred Soul with the membership over on Rumble. Thank you, my man. Appreciate that, brother. Holy shit. Shout out to Abhorrent Soul. All right, let's get to the next topic, boys. Thank you for all the donos. Appreciate it. Let me pause really quick, and let's get into the next one. Let me X out of this. Hold on. Ethiopian kid on the chat. True. Oh, my God. T-Jab wait, what? T-Jab says oil? 7? Why does it say oil? But then when I hover over it, it says my. What the fuck? All right, well, Mai's at $7 and Biken's at 0. So at this point, we're just going to have to cancel it. Because holy shit, they're getting absolutely destroyed. Absolutely destroyed. But at least Mai is winning somewhat, somewhere. Let's continue. Let's excited. That was a good video, man. Really good video. Shout out to him for doing that. Let's talk about the Valve situation, and then we'll get into the Palworld situation. But I want to talk about the Valve situation. So let me pause really quick, and let's continue. All right, boys. Let's talk about Steam. I want to talk about Steam because there is an article going around from Game Rant that I find to be highly interesting. Because here's the thing, man. You know, there's a lot of people that have a real fundamental, and I know they hate that word, but there's a fundamental misunderstanding as to what the PC platform is about. And when I talk about PC platform, I'm not just talking about Steam, right? We're mentioning Steam right now because they're obviously talking about the Steam machine right now. But you have a lot of journalists, you have a lot of games media that are out there trying to get Steam to answer the question about exclusive games on their machine. And it's because in their minds, they really believe that this thing is a console. And because it's like a console, it's supposed to act like a regular console where it's supposed to have like a walled-in garden. I don't know how many times Steam has answered this question. It's got to be dozens of times at this point, because I'm pretty sure I have like covered something similar to this many times over. But I'm going to do it again one last time, because every time they bring it up, I'm just like, do you guys really not understand what's going on here? First, they tried to say that the Steam machine is supposed to compete with the consoles, and it's not. All right, even Valve came out and specifically stated that they're not trying to compete with the consoles. They just said that the other day. I don't know if I have that post. If I do, I'll bring it up. But they specifically said that the other day. They're not trying to compete with the consoles. Not only that, the mindset of exclusivity on PC is inherently anti-PC, right? The thing is, there are more exclusive video games on the PC platform than there is on any console. But that doesn't mean that we want those games to remain exclusive. I don't care if those games go to other platforms. I don't give a shit. You know, the thing is, most people, a lot of developers, indie developers, they launch on Steam only because it has the biggest player base for them to take advantage of, and it's less fees for them to pay overall instead of going on multiple platforms. But realistically, I don't care if those games go on the other platforms. I don't care if they go on PlayStation. I don't care if they go on Nintendo. Don't care if they go on Xbox. But the problem is, a lot of console warring people, they do care. Like, they actively want to keep games away from other platforms for whatever that reason may be. So they ended up asking Steam about exclusive games on the Steam machine. And the response is probably the best response that you could get regarding something like that. So this article says Valve recently shared its thoughts on the idea of bringing exclusive games to the Steam machine, with no current plans to make any games that will only appear on the console. Again, like, you can clearly see where the mindset of this journalist is by calling it a console when it's not a console, you dumb fuck. It is literally a PC. It is a mini PC. It's not a console. It's not a dedicated platform like the consoles are, with closed-off ecosystems. Anyway, the Steam machine featured a wide selection of games at launch, already compatible with every Steam Deck verified game. Yeah, and the thing is, those video games are available everywhere. That's the whole point. The Steam machine was easily one of the most highly anticipated launches of gaming after Valve first announced the console in November 2025. At this point, I think he's rage baiting. He's got to be rage baiting, calling this a console, pretty sure. But anyway, here's the response. So during a recent interview with Bloomberg, Valve engineer Luke Griffias spoke about the company's plans for Steam machine games. Griffias confirmed that Valve did not intend to release any games that will be exclusive to the Steam machine, stating that restricting players' access to new games is not a great model for the company. The Valve employee confirms that Valve considers the whole PC library its major launch exclusive for the console, given the Steam machine's similar architecture to gaming PCs. What do you mean similar? Brother, what do you mean similar architecture to gaming PCs? Brother, it is a PC. It is a PC. What do you mean similar? What are you talking about, bro? What do you think the architecture of a PlayStation is? The only difference is the software that it runs. What the operating system that it runs. What are you talking? My God, he's got to be rage baiting me. He has to be. Anyway, Griffias also shared that Valve views the Steam machine as a way to create meaningful innovation in the PC space, attempting to make PC gaming better for everyone. Guys, this is literally what I've been saying Valve is about for, I don't know, months now. Months. And even hearing it from their own mouths, you're still going to have people out there that are going to ask the stupid question of like, hey, are we going to get exclusive games on the Steam machine? That's not what Valve is about. And the funny thing is, this Steam machine that a lot of people view as overpriced, you know what's happening, right? Exactly what they said was going to happen. It is creating innovation. There are people out there that are making their own Steam machines. There are companies out there that are making their own Steam machines, running Steam OS. That is literally what they wanted it to do. And that's exactly what's happening. There are people out there that are making skins for the Steam machine. There are people out there that are making their own little custom boxes, improving the airflow, all that stuff. Literally, the innovation's happening, and it's because they put out this little box. And that's exactly what should be happening. It's an open-ended platform. The PC platform has always been open-ended. And anytime you try to bring this exclusive bullshit to PC, it's always going to get shot down. Players on PC do not want to hear about exclusivity bullshit. That's what the normies like over on the consoles that are console warring. The normies that don't console war, they don't give a shit. The normies that do console war, they're the ones that care about exclusives and restricting people's ability to be able to play certain games and how that's important and stuff. It's like nobody on PC ever cares. And if you don't believe us, Epic Games found that out the hard way. Epic Games is still trying to play that game, granted less, but they're still trying to play that game even now in today's world, and they're not winning. They're literally not winning. They're getting completely destroyed by everybody. Even GOG at this point is destroying Epic Games. I mean, for God's sakes, they tried to make Kingdom Hearts. Epic Games exclusive for like a year or longer. I don't remember exactly. I think it was a year. They tried to make it exclusive. And after a year, they found out that nobody was going to buy it. They thought, I remember an interview where they specifically stated that they thought that by having it available on a specific platform, that people were going to leave other platforms to go buy it on that platform. Brother, PC gamers said, we will wait the year. Don't worry about it. And they didn't believe us. I think it was like 2 years, actually. But they didn't believe us. And it ended up coming out like a year and a half, 2 years later. And then guess what? Everybody bought it on Steam. It's like, bro, this is not to say like you don't understand the amount of like petty that PC players are. Once PC players choose their platform, because that's the beautiful thing, right? On the PC platform, we get to choose the platform we want to use, right? The PC is just a gateway to the platform we want to use. Now, granted, most people use Steam. A lot of people are trying out GOG now. And very few people that might be, having an extra chromosome, they use Epic Games. But at the end of the day, everybody at least gets to have that choice. And that's the entire reason that this exists. That's the entire reason why the Steam machine exists. So to constantly bring up that garbage argument of where's the exclusive games? Don't bring that here. Nobody wants to have that conversation here. Nobody's going to entertain that here. Take that shit and take it to the consoles. That's what they're doing right now. That's what Xbox is doing. That's what fucking, PlayStation is doing. Here's the amazing thing, too, by the way, that I want to bring up, because you guys remember how I said that Valve has amazing customer support. Again, this is not shilling for them. I want to make it very clear. I'm going to back it up. We have talked about stories about how they replaced Steam Decks, even though a customer was willing to take back a repaired Steam Deck, and Valve ends up getting their Steam Deck, and they're like, you know what, we're just going to send you another one. There's a story going viral right now. Check this out. Apparently, a Steam machine got stolen after the post office allegedly left it outside. The Steam machine got stolen, right? It says, ordered a Steam machine, but was at work when the delivery driver arrived. Quite annoyingly, I saw the notification for the doorbell that I just came out of a meeting. The driver left my box outside my door. I actually have video of him trying to cover the box with a plastic bag that was lying around. But ultimately, it was gone when I got home. So somebody stole his Steam machine. He reached out to Steam support. And after reaching out to Steam support and giving them a little bit of information, you know what they ended up doing? Brother, they literally just sent him a new one. They sent him a brand new Steam machine. They replaced the stolen $1,300 Steam machine after it got left outside and stolen. Do you think PlayStation would have did that? Do you think PlayStation would have said, oh, somebody stole your PS5? Oh, that sucks. Guess you're going to have to buy it again. Bro, they probably wouldn't have done that. Let's be real, right? This is why I say, like, the Steam support, when people say, oh, I could just build a PC, you know, for that level of whatever, there is value in a company that actually does give good support. There is value in a company that actually does stand by their players. And that value is there if you buy a Steam machine. Granted, it doesn't work for everybody, obviously. But I'm just saying, like, this is why sometimes when I fight with people, they don't understand the full picture, right? They don't understand the full idea behind a machine like that. But again, the machine's entire existence was to try to promote innovation within the PC platform and to try to get people to do replicas, duplicates, stuff like that. And that's already happening. So again, this is why, like, even though for me, certain decisions that Valve makes, I can't stand behind. Like when they raised the Steam Deck's price to $950, I thought that was insane. I thought that was absolutely insane. I still do. But realistically, that doesn't change the fact that when it comes to customer support, they are very good. Very, very, very good with that. They're extremely good with that. And this is why they will always have my support as long as they continue doing right by people. Because again, any other company, they would have been like, you're shit out of luck. That's not my problem. Any other company would have been like that. Especially PlayStation. Would have been like, not my problem. But they literally sent this man a brand new machine. That's crazy, bro. That's insane. So shout out to Valve for that easy W. Absolutely easy W. And, you know, fuck the guy who stole the machine from the guy's, you know, from the guy's doorstep. But it is what it is. Unfortunately, it does happen quite a bit. And that's it, boys. Stop asking for exclusivity on PC. Nobody cares. Nobody cares. Free of charge? Yeah, apparently I think it's free of charge. Let's see. Hold on. Let's see. It says OP reached out to Steam support who asked them to check with their neighbors to see if anyone had taken it in. They hadn't. The community implored them. Let me bring it up. The community implored them speaking with support not to contact Royal Mail. With a Reddit user who works in the industry, rightfully pointing out that Valve is the one responsible for delivery as per the Consumer Rights Act 2015. Thankfully, they came back with an update confirming Valve is sending out another one. So yeah, no cost to them. They just sent out another one. No cost to them. It's crazy. Also, that is true. Like, if you're sending out something that's over $1,000, something that expensive, you should have a signature. You should require a signature before just dropping it off on someone's doorstep. You know, but again, that's between Valve and the delivery company. So, but hey, they made it right, so it is what it is. At the end of the day, freedom and liberty is about the exclusivity. Yeah, exactly. It is the exclusivity of PC gaming. Freedom and liberty. Yep. Male people are incompetent and lazy. Oh yeah, I know. Trust me, I know. I think everybody has a horror story when it comes to mail delivery, I'm pretty sure. Guys, just to give a little bit of an update, we did get a super chat in. Let me resume TTS really quick. We did get a super in. Hold on. We got a $10 super from my
Epic even exist. Smiley face emoji.
Beautiful Sexual, thank you for the 10 for my. I appreciate that. Dre, thank you for the 2 again. Appreciate it. And then Summer Days with the 189. Appreciate that, my man. Yeah, I have completely for the last... How long? Let me think. It's anywhere between 6 months to a year. Anywhere between 6 months to a year. I have completely stopped getting free games on Epic Games. I used to make sure I logged in every week just to get the free game just because I wanted to. But now I literally don't care. I do not care. Like, it's whatever. Like, I've always told people, if you're on a budget, right? And let's say you put all your money into building a PC, but right now it's tight for cash. You can't buy games right now. Epic Games is literally a free Game Pass. If you go to Epic Games, you're guaranteed to get a bunch of games. Some of them are even decent for free. They're desperately trying to whore themselves out to you. So
Steam
use
very
them.
likely ensured the shipment. It might have been mandatory with how much the item was worth.
Oh, that's
so
true.
Steam likely will get reimbursed for the stolen box.
That's true. That's actually true. But here's the thing. Even though they're going to get reimbursed, it doesn't matter because ultimately at the end of the day, instead of saying, hey, we're going to wait till we're reimbursed and then we'll send you out another one, they're just taking care of the customer first and then they'll worry about it. You know? Then they'll worry about it after the fact. So that's pretty cool. You know, thank you for the 10. I appreciate that. Just a reminder, guys, we do have the battle going on right now. We have Biken from Guilty Gear versus Mai from King of Fighters. You let me know in the super chats throughout the entire stream. The waifu battle is happening throughout the entire stream again because now we're back in the tournament. We got an entire new tournament lined up, boys. Fighting game waifu of 2026. There's a lot of girls here, boys. So let me know in the supers, and then we will continue from there. Abhorrent Soul, thank you for the membership again over on Rumble. DJ Kodak with a 3 from my over on Rumble. Thank you, my man. Adair Solto with $1 says, Hypno, do you want Chewbacca? Wait, what? What? Hypno, do you want Chewbacca massage your feet because you got rage from this article? Chewbacca will make you feel super comfy and cozy for your feet with Wookiee, her fur hands between your toes?
Holy shit.
What kind of super chat is that?
Hashtag my.
The fuck was that?
My,
Grade 8.
my oh my.
Grade 8 with a 2. Thank you for the my super chat. I appreciate it. No need for a hashtag, though. No need for a hashtag anymore. You just got to put the name first. That is it. Mervoth with the 2. Thank you, sir. Voting for my. Appreciate you, Mervoth. Shout out to you, my man. He's trying to comfort me. I don't want comfort from Chewbacca, brother. Like, I don't want that. I'm good. Please, for the love of God, I'm good. I'm good. All right, boys, let's get to the let's get to the next topic. Well, actually, really quick. 2 fast topics.
I'm really liking Biken.
Let's go. Finally, a counter super chat. First vote for Biken. Let's go. Toxin, nice one. Nice one. Oh my god. Oh my god. Why? Why? Thank you for the 5. Another vote from Akuma for my. Let's go. They're starting to come in now. Shout out to Akuma. Thank you so much. I appreciate that, brother. Thank you. Southern Comfort? No, I'm good. I don't need Southern Comfort. All right. 2 fast topics, then we get into the Palworld story. 2 fast topics. Fast topic number 1, boys. We got some bad news for you Halo fans out there. I'm going to keep the TTS going for this because these are not going to be segments. Guys, got some bad news for you. I'm sorry to the Halo fans out there, boys. It's a little rough for you. We got a new leak that has happened that has essentially confirmed that there's been multiple Halo video game cancellations. Recently, actually. A new Halo leak claims that Halo Studios currently has no original campaign or multiplayer game in active development, following the reported cancellation of 2 major projects. Formerly known as 343 Industries, Halo Studios is gearing up to release the much-anticipated remake of the first Halo game, describing its transition to Unreal 5 at the beginning of a new chapter, etc., etc. Now, apparently, in a new YouTube video by Insider Rebs Gaming, the reporter shared that Halo Studios originally planned to release 3 games within a 3-year period, beginning with Halo Campaign Evolved, followed by the unannounced multiplayer-only entry, internally called Project Ecker. You know what's weird? So they had a multiplayer-only video game that they were working on, but my thing is, like, what about Halo Infinite? Isn't the entire idea around Halo Infinite is to be the go-to multiplayer experience for Halo? Isn't that the case? So, like, why exactly are you making another multiplayer entry if you have completely abandoned Halo Infinite? Like, you just don't care about Halo Infinite? Like, what's the deal right now? I don't know. I always thought that was a little bit weird. I do remember that there was going to be supposedly a Halo extraction shooter, but I wouldn't be surprised if that ended up getting canceled, especially after the death of Marathon. They probably were like, you know what? Let's just not do it. I think that boat has sailed. Let's not do it, you know? But anyway, let's continue. So apparently there was going to be a multiplayer only kind of video game. That got canceled. And not only that, they're leaving without an original campaign or multiplayer title in active production. And also, that report further claims that development teams previously associated with those projects are now developing concepts and attempting to determine the direction Halo should take for its next game rather than working on a fully approved project. So they literally have nothing. They actually have nothing. So all this company that has been able to... Bro, holy shit. Like, how far has 343 Industries fallen? We already know how far. That's a rhetorical question. But 343 Industries, when we saw them rebrand to Halo Studios, this is the company that struggles zero when it comes to virtue signaling. They struggle zero. They make sure that they have their virtue signaling post on every goddamn oppression month ready to go on the first of the month They have it scheduled. They don't miss any of that shit. They have zero struggles when it comes to virtue signaling, but they can't, for the life of them, seem to figure out how to come up with their next Halo game. Gee, I wonder why that is. Why is that? Could it be because they care more about the bullshit that they put out there on social media versus the game that they're supposed to be working on? Could it be that, this is where you start seeing the lack of skill and the lack of capability? The only video game that this brand new Halo Studios has put out is a fucking remake of the first game. That's it. And even then, they barely got by. The only reason why they got by is because it's a fucking remake. It's not even a brand new game. But when it comes to actually making a brand new game and trying to figure out what to do, how to make it fun, how to make it a good game, they can't fucking figure it out. It's literally impossible for them. Maybe if it was something to virtue signal with, maybe if they had to make a virtue signaling type video game, they probably would be able to figure out what to do. Here's what the problem is. In my opinion, what the issue is that they were trying to make a video game chasing trends. They were trying to make an extraction shooter. That's the last rumor that I heard. They were trying to make a Halo extraction shooter. And now that they're witnessing all the deaths of the extraction shooters surrounding them, they're starting to realize that if they were to start working on an extraction shooter and finish it, by the time it releases, the game's dead. And they are trying to avoid that because these are people that don't make the trends. These are people that follow the trends. These are executives that work there that are following trends. All of them are. Even Bungie for PlayStation, even Bungie, the people who used to make the trends are now following trends. It's really fucking sad. So ultimately, guys, finding out that this stuff got canceled is really not shocking to me. I don't think it's shocking to any of you either. And now, once they release Halo campaign, Evolved, they're going to have nothing. Halo is going to be dead for years, brother. Years. And truthfully, the only thing they're probably making are other remakes. Because again, I want to be very specific with the words here. They're talking about original campaign and multiplayer games, meaning video games that haven't been made yet. Remakes, like video games that are not remakes. They have nothing in the pipeline. But I guarantee you they got remakes for the previous Halo games already in the pipeline underway. That's kind of been confirmed in the past too. So, wouldn't be surprised. This is a company that can only make remakes now. It's so fucking sad, bro. It really is. Why'd you even bother making Halo Studios? Why'd you even bother trying to save 343? What's the point? They should have been shut down with everybody else if this is what they're going to be doing. If they're incapable of coming up with something original in one of the most original sci-fi worlds that we've ever seen in the last few decades. Like, how can you be struggling with this? You have all the lore imaginable to work with. How could you be struggling? I don't know. Not only that, the abandonment of Halo Infinite on top of that too. Why would you even make another multiplayer game? You didn't even succeed with your previous multiplayer game. You got people that are still playing that game, and I'm sure they're begging for content, begging for updates, and you're abandoning them? It's crazy, bro. Anyway, that's basically it for the Halo story. It just goes to show, man, how stupid this whole thing is with 343 Industries, aka Halo Studios. Exactly. They didn't even finish Infinite. Yeah, that's my point, Sam Fisher. They didn't even finish Infinite, and they're working on another multiplayer game. Like, what are you doing? The fuck are you doing? And again, we've talked about this with Bethesda, but I want to make sure that we understand. Asha Sharma needs to walk into Halo Studios, and she needs to rein that bitch in. And I understand they're a little bit more concerned walking to that studio and reining them in, because it's like a bunch of women there and whatnot. It's a little bit more co-opted. If you look at some of their development team, you'll realize that. It's very easy to go into a studio that's led by a white man, blame him for everything, and rein him in, which is exactly what they did with Todd Howard. But with Halo Studios, not so much, right? But she needs to get the scythe out. She needs to get the scythe out. She needs to go to 343, aka Halo Studios, and she needs to rein them the fuck in and be like, this is what you need to do. This is what you need to work on. This is what you need to figure out. Make it happen. You got 90 days to come up with something. That's what needs to happen. But you know, time will tell, I guess, whether or not that happens or not. She's brown. She has more power. Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. But brown is lower than black on the scale of oppression. So that's just is what it is. All right, next fast topic, really quick, the EA acquisition. So the EA acquisition looks like it's about to be cleared, boys. All right, the European Union is reportedly planning to officially clear the acquisition of EA by the Saudi Arabia's Public Investment Fund by the end of July. This confirmation will likely mark the end of the Saudi Arabian's firm nearly year-long attempts to purchase EA. So we are about to be in a world where EA Games is going to be a private company. And I know for some people that may not sound too crazy, but that's actually fucking insane. You know, that's insane. Do you know how massive EA is? Not to mention there are some IPs that are under the control of EA that I'm still curious about, right? I'm still curious how all this is going to go. But, you know, what's going to happen to BioWare? That's what I'm curious about. I still think BioWare is going to get their opportunity to make Mass Effect 4 or whatever the fuck it's called. But realistically, like there are some IPs that are under control of EA that I'm very curious what's going to happen. But we shall see. We shall see what happens when EA goes private. And not only that, when EA goes private, we're not going to really learn about any layoffs or any of that anymore because they don't have to report anything. And I'm telling you right now, it's going to be a bloodbath. It's so funny because the developers over there really buy the story of the current EA leadership that are telling them that everything's going to be fine once the Saudi Arabians buy them. But I'm telling you right now, that's not going to happen. It's going to go private, and they're going to nuke the face of EA. No pun intended. They're going to nuke the face of EA. They're going to go Elon Musk. They're going to fire like 80% of the people at EA, and they're all going to be replaced with much, much cheaper workers. Let's just say that. That's what's going to happen at EA. And we're not going to know about any of it because they don't have to report a single thing about it. Kind of crazy, man. Kind of crazy, the world that we're living in. But that's what's going to happen, boys. So we'll see. Yeah, it's going to be like, everybody get the fuck out. Exactly. That's what's going to happen. The only way we're going to find out about it is via social media posts by people that are fired. It's not like the company is going to say anything about it, but we're going to see a ton of like hashtag ready to work. If you think the Xbox layoffs are going to be bad, just wait till EA goes private. Wait till they go private. It's going to be real bad, boys. So anyway, we'll follow up with that once we get more information. All right. Let's talk about Palworld. Let me resume TTS real quick. I didn't realize I still had to pause. My bad.
I bet they would make a killer Halo sandwich maker.
I don't think they would. I don't think they would. See, the thing is, like, I know the joke you're making because a lot of them are women. But the truth is, those kind of women, they're not real women. They're not. Most of them are like the Uber Eats women. You know, not they don't actually cook. So I don't think they'll make a good sandwich maker, to be honest with you. But thank you for the 189. I appreciate that. Okay, boys. Rumble, we had Viovis gifting a membership. Thank you, my man. I appreciate that, Viovis. You fucking legend. And Adair Soto with $1 says layoff is going to happen to that studio, and Xbox is looking at it right now again. Probably. Don't forget, we still have 1,600 people that are being laid off from Xbox that we don't know who they are or where they're from. They haven't been fired yet. They only fired 1,600 people now, but there's another 1,600 people coming by the end of the year. Who knows who they're going to be? We'll see. Bane of Shills rated us over on Rumble. Thank you for that. I appreciate that. Shout out to Bane of Shills. All right. We're caught up on Rumble. Guys, let's talk about Palworld. Adair Soto for $1. They're probably poisoning your sandwich without making it good. Oh, for sure. For sure. Those are the kind of women that'll try to kill you. But then, like, they fall in love with serial killers. They're the kind of women that send, like, written letters to serial killers inside of jail and then, like, promise them they'll marry them when they come out or something. You know, crazy shit. Let's talk about Palworld. Let me pause really quick. The Palworld situation is crazy. It's crazy, boys. It's crazy in a good way, though. All right, let's make sure I have everything pulled up really quick. All right, boys, we got to talk about Palworld, man. Palworld is getting attacked. What else is new? What else is new? So I'm going to go over a bunch of examples, and keep in mind, guys, I can't find everything. because realistically, there's just way too much. People really hate this game. And it's ironic because no matter how much people they claim to hate it online, there is infinitely more people that are loving this game right now. And yeah, maybe I'm a little biased because I have like 60 hours in the game now and it's completely taken over my life. And I just hit level 60 earlier today, and I finally unlocked my next level of, assembly line benches, and I'm just constantly... But anyway, the point is, I don't have a problem. The point is, the journos have always misrepresented Palworld, okay? They've always misrepresented it, even back in 2024 when the game initially released in early access. They completely and utterly misrepresented this game, right? They have always taken it to the point where they want to compare it to Pokemon and claim that it's trying to copy Pokemon or whatever. And now it's getting to the point where when the game was successful, because it blew their mind, right? It blew pretty much all their minds. It blew Nintendo fanboys' minds. It blew journalists' minds. Everybody's mind got blown when Palworld was as successful as it was. Now we're at the point of, well, it's successful, but it's not as successful as it used to be. So that's the cope now, right? That's the cope now. They're at the point where they're like, okay, well, we can't say it's not successful. So now we're just going to say it is successful, but now it's not as successful as it used to be. So, for example, this article says Palworld has almost hit 1 million concurrent Steam players, but that's still less than half of its peak. Bro, who cares, brother? Most of the video games, I just want to reiterate to people, most of the video games that these journalists chill for, that they're out here desperately trying to convince you to buy, that they're out here giving 10s out of 10s to, most of these video games can't even crack 5,000 players. You really out here trying to downplay nearly 1 million concurrent players in a 24-hour period at a time where there is so many video games to play because all these video games are releasing at the same time to avoid the Grand Theft Auto 6 release? There is way too many games releasing right now. And even in this clusterfuck of video games that we have available to us right now, it still hit 1 million players, or almost 1 million players, in 24 hours. And that is more than pretty much every single video game that these journalists have tried to shill for, combined, by the way. Combined, which makes it even funnier. So anyway, I'll give you an example. What about Mixtape? How's Mixtape doing these days? Mixtape, 10 out of 10, generational game, by the way. That's what they said. That's what they said. 32 people playing right now, 70 in a 24-hour peak, brother. 2,200. 2,200 all-time peak 2 months ago. This was a 10 out of 10 generational video game. Generational video game. They're basically saying that there is no video game that was better than this game in a single generation. But Palworld, yeah, who cares? Just a million, yeah, whatever. Not a big deal. So anyway, Palworld's doing amazing right now. And so many people are misrepresenting Palworld. I just never quite understood it. And ultimately, it comes down to a couple of things. Number one, Palworld is made from an indie studio that has now gotten so big to the point where they could be their own AAA if they wanted to be. These are people that got to where they are through methods that they weren't supposed to use, right? Because you're allowed to be successful as long as they say you can be. You're allowed to be successful as long as you go about the ways that they dictate is allowed when it comes to trying to reach for success. These people want to be the key holders. They want to control everything. And if you end up having success outside of them, well, any chance they get, they're going to try to downplay you. So the journals, I could bring in a ton of examples of journalists trying to downplay Palworld, but instead, I'd rather utilize Pokemon fans. Pokemon are hardcore fans. I'm talking about the ones that are actually crazy. I want to go over that because I feel like that's more entertaining. So I'm going to give you a couple of examples. Don't go harass these people or anything. I just want to give a couple of examples of some of the cope and the meltdowns that are happening regarding Palworld because, they're pretty substantial, all right? For example, number one, this person says, Pal shit. I like that. Pal shit. It's good. It's good stuff. Is so ass that it couldn't even run on a hardware equivalent to Switch or Switch 2 if it tried. And if it did, it'd look and run worse than Pokemon games do. Does this guy not realize that Palworld is Steam Deck verified? Does this guy not realize that? Do you think the Steam Deck has way better technology than the Switch 2? From a graphical standpoint? Do you even know what you're talking? Like, guys, again, these comments are probably going to enrage you. All right, they're gonna be such rage bait, but just try to keep it relatively calm. Anyway, it's your typical Nintendo super fan. Anyway, so that's one post. Let's go to another one. I respect the monster-taming genre of games, but Palworld is trying way too hard to be an edgy Pokemon clone. Anybody who calls Palworld a Pokemon clone is verifiably retarded. It's verifiably retarded. I'm sorry. There's nothing else I can really say. You are verifiably retarded. The game is literally almost nothing similar to Pokemon whatsoever. Like, literally nothing similar. If anything, you can say it's probably more of an art clone. You know, like a typical survival craft kind of video game. But when you're talking about Pokemon, bro, it's not even close to Pokemon. And it's so funny that you would take something and claim that it's a clone of Pokemon when you don't want to sit there and admit that Pokemon got their inspiration from multiple creature capturing, I guess you could say, video games or ideas and whatnot. Even Dragon Quest creatures, right? A lot of Pokemon creatures are inspirations from Dragon Quest. Verifiably, by the way. But nobody has a problem with that. That's perfectly fine. Last I checked, there's no survival crafting in Pokemon. Last I checked, you can't capture humans in Pokemon. Last I checked, you can't build bases in Pokemon. Like, they are not even the same. But again, these are the people that are complaining about literally anything that's not Pokemon. They actually believe that Pokemon has like a monopoly on the creature capturing space. Especially if the creatures are cute. It has to be that the creatures are cute, right? It has to be a cute art style. Because if you were to make a creature capturing video game that had hyper-realistic graphics that was a little like dark and gritty, they would never complain. You would never hear them complain. You would never hear them say anything. But the moment it's a creature capture video game with cutesy style graphics or, you know, something cartoony, all of a sudden they come out the woodworks and they start complaining like crazy. They start losing their mind over it. Anyway, they did update some designs to look more unique, but even the designs that aren't one-to-one ripoffs remind you of Pokemon and don't offer much individuality of their own. Oh my god. Yeah, because Pokemon is all about individuality, right? Pokemon is all about being unique, right? Fucking insane, brother. That's crazy. Anyway, so I thought that was pretty funny. By the way, I got the quest line to go after Panthalus. I have to collect like one more item, and then I could go after Panthalus, but I don't know what his level is. I think I'm gonna get felted by him, so I'm probably gonna level up a bit. But I'm level 60 right now, so I feel like I'm getting pretty close to be able to fight Panthalus. Pretty excited about that. Anyway, I'll drag Sheep to help me. An average gamer says Palworld just hit full release and can't recapture the momentum that it had on launch. Its momentum came from early access label and the controversy of the creature designs that were copy and paste Pokemon. At what point do you admit that you aided scammers? Oh my god, brother. Oh boy. Yeah, so anybody who bought Palworld, you're aiding scammers. You're aiding scammers, boys. That's where we're at right now. You're aiding scammers. That's just wow. You know, honestly, at this point, I know these people are hopeless. I get that. And to think that Palworld's success is only because of the fact that there was, I don't know, some like hatred towards the game when it came to Pokemon designs or whatever. You're insane. Stuff like that will not lead to a game having numbers like this. Stuff like that may lead to an initial success, but it's going to lead to a hardcore drop-off real fast. What ended up happening was people heard about this game, maybe because of the controversy, maybe not, but they heard about this game, and they ended up playing the game, and they realized, oh shit, this game's actually really good. And then it went from like, oh, I'll check it out, to, oh wow, I'm actually going to play this. You know what I'm saying? So they're getting angry because creatures look similar to Pokemon, which again, I have to bring up the fact that some of these have been changed already, number one. So there you go. Some of these have been changed already. And not only that, this is Pokemon. The same people that took their inspiration from Dragon Quest designs. The same people that also took their inspiration from other designs as they introduced new generations of Pokemon. Again, these are the same people that will copy other video games and try to put their own spin on it. But the moment you try to do it to them, they lose their mind. It's almost as if Nintendo believes, or Nintendo fans believe, that genres can't exist, right? Genres can't exist. It's almost as if From Software were to sue every single fucking company that came out with a Souls-like video game. That's the kind of world that these people want to live in. They want to live in a world where you're not even allowed to make something similar and put your own spin on it anymore, which has been happening since the dawn of time. I'll give you an example. Check this out. This is actually a really great meme. Check this out. Hold on. Hey, my game is similar to yours. Neo, to Demon Souls. Yeah, let's call them Souls-likes. Hey, my game is similar to yours. I don't know what the fuck this is. Hollow Cure? What is that? I have no idea what that is. Yeah, let's call them auto shooters, comparing it to Vampire Survivors. Hey, my game is similar to shut the fuck up! Nintendo only! Pokemon only! You're not allowed to be similar! You're not allowed to be similar, shut up! No! Get out! You know? It's crazy, bro. Like, but this is actually this is actually like the world that we live in right now, man. You got Pokemon fans that are just losing their shit, bro. And it's crazy because you would think they would be used to it, right? Because you've had Digimon for how many decades now? How many decades has Digimon been around? But again, I'm going to say the same thing that I say in every single video that I make about Palworld. You know it's true, so I'm going to say it again, okay? The only reason that these people are pissed at Palworld is because Palworld was effective. Palworld made money, and Palworld outperformed nearly every Pokemon game ever released, with the exception of like 2 or 3 of them. That's the reason why. I'm not arguing which is better, Pokemon, Digimon, Palworld. I'm not going to argue that. I don't care. I'm just telling you that Palworld ended up shitting on Nintendo, and the fans and Nintendo, both of them, their egos got bruised because they're both very complacent in the same shit that they do every day. And because Palworld was actually effective, that is the only reason why they care. That is literally the only reason why they care. If Palworld were to have come out and released to mixtape style numbers, nobody would say anything and nobody would care. You know it's true. But because it came out, and it came out to 2.1 million concurrent players on Steam, becoming the second highest Steam played video game ever, or the third one behind Black Myth Wukong, whatever it is, that is the reason why. That is the only reason why. That's why they don't complain about Digimon, because Digimon doesn't hit these numbers. They don't complain about any other creature capture game because they don't hit these numbers. These numbers is what's got them upset. And they'll never admit that. They'll be like, oh, no, I hate it because, it's a ripoff. I hate it because it's this. I hate it because... No, you don't. You hate it because it's effective. You hate it because people actually started talking about Palworld over Pokemon. That's why you hate it. Including Monster Hunter. Yeah, it did better than Monster Hunter. Monster Hunter's like top 10, I think. But it didn't... Monster Hunter didn't reach anywhere near Black Myth Wukong. Like, Black Myth Wukong, I think, did 2.2? Something like that? Oh, shit. 2.4. Yeah, 2.4. The Black Myth Wukong did 2.4 million. So I think it's Black Myth Wukong's number 2 and Palworld's number 3. Pretty sure that's the case. But anyway, let's continue because it's pretty funny. So at what point do you admit you aided scammers? These guys really so angry. You got this post here. Hardcore Bunny. Palworld is AI trash. Oh my God, dude. Oh my God. And you know what's bad? So what's even worse about all this is that, guys, Palworld TCG is about to come out, right? Palworld trading card game is about to come out. It's already sold out. Now, obviously, it's going to take a lot for Palworld to be able to compete on the TCG scene. I highly doubt they're going to be anywhere near as successful as Pokemon because Pokemon has had decades, right? Decades of being able to collect Pokemon cards. So you can't really compete with that level of that level of, that amount of time. You can't compete with that. But if the Palworld TCG ends up blowing up in any capacity whatsoever, they're going to get triple felted. All these Pokemon fans are going to lose their fucking minds. Because if this game is already more successful than most Pokemon games that have ever released, now if the TCG comes out, oh my god, it's even worse. It's even worse. Now you got to deal with that aspect too. Oh my, it's terrible. And then you got the Pokemon farming game coming out, which is going to compete against Pokopia. It's so, bro, it's so bad for them. It's not like they're going to be watching this like a hawk. It's going to be, you're going to see meltdowns for fucking weeks, dude. It's going to be really bad. Anyway, Palworld is AI trash. Let us not pretend there was any creative thought put into it or its success will mean 1,000 times other AI clones. You know what's so funny about this? What's funny about this is that this is trying to assume that Nintendo puts any creative thought into their games now when they don't. They don't. If you look at their video games now, they are the bare minimum video games. Most of them are copy and paste. Like, they do very little to put out their games now. To try to claim that, like, anybody else is lacking creativity is actually crazy to me. But anyway, let's go into that. So we already saw this meme, which is pretty damn funny. That's literally what it is. So ultimately, guys, you know, again, between the journalists and between the people melting down, I think it's pretty safe to say that people are either misrepresenting Palworld or they're angry at Palworld for whatever that reason may be. And ultimately, all that's going to happen is Palworld's going to be more successful. And it really, like, it's really not going to change anything. Like, the game's in 1.0 now. Nintendo's about to either lose their lawsuit or, at the very least, get barely anything for their lawsuit. Rumors are they're going to get about $30,000, and that's basically it at this point. Everything else has already been changed from the game that they could have sued for. So realistically, there's almost nothing. There's almost nothing to this whatsoever. And they're going to keep going, though. They're going to keep going, desperately trying to fight this weird fight that they're fighting. And it's crazy because you'll have them claim that you can't play Palworld without mentioning Pokemon. That's what they'll claim. And meanwhile, that's anything further than the truth. So they can't mention Palworld without mentioning Pokemon themselves. So that's basically what it is, boys. Anyway, that's the end of that segment. I just thought that was pretty damn funny. It's insane. All right, guys, listen, we gotta close up. We gotta do waifu battle. We gotta finish it up. Right now, it is Mai versus Baiken from Guilty Gears. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna play the intro song for the waifu battle, and then we're gonna go raid ourselves over on Hypnotic Gaming Live because I am gonna be playing Palworld, motherfuckers. I am gonna be playing Palworld. It's gonna happen. Yes, I'm playing Palworld again tonight. Tonight, it's gonna happen. I can't stop. I don't care. It is what it is.
Just saw an article about the FBI tracing the 8 malware games on Steam that stole $220K in crypto from 2024-25 to Azira Dontivius, Zamarian Wilkins, as well as others.
Is that the guy who they stole from that had cancer? Remember that? Oh, shit. Speedy Cake, thank you for the 20, bro. I appreciate that.
I'm only
That's
5
insane.
hours in at level 9, and it's already got me really hooked. The Corpo Journos are just hopeless, clueless, unskillful brats.
True, Pyroraptor. Thank you for the 5.
Pokemon copied Shin Megami Tensei 2.
Don't tell them that. Don't tell them that. Thank you for the 189, Draconic.
TCG first booster box releases on July 30th.
I'm still trying to figure out where to buy a box. I can't figure it out.
Plushies and then the anime. Poke fans will freak out more and more.
Oh, it's gonna happen, Panther. Thank you for
Imagine
the
they
5.
make a Lego of Palworld Hypno.
I would buy that immediately. Ironically. Thank you for the 2. Adair Soto.
What is with Nintendrones? Don't they realize that competition will make Nintendo stop being complacent? Fanboys are in a cult. It's sad.
They don't want that though. That's what it is. They don't want that.
Oh me. Oh my.
Hey, yo, Jason. Thank you for the 10. Appreciate that.
Nairaya celebrates 14 months of membership.
So, according to Nintendo, we can sue anyone who dares to make a game with ball-kicking mechanics and humanoid players.
Yes.
Can someone sue?
Yep.
Wait,
Basically.
no Saturday night hypnosis gasp.
Oh, stop, dude. Stop. Thank you for the 189. Stop. Denarier, basically. Yep. That's the idea behind that. Pretty much. So, I know that sounds crazy, but that's the idea. Deadeye's Lock with a 5 for Mai over on Rumble. Guys, we haven't even played the song yet. Torno with a 5. Doesn't Pokemon TCG have a problem with scalpers? Yes, they do. Does Palworld have a similar history of scalping? Because if they don't, someone's about to be felted. Pretty much. But I guess we'll see. I don't know. I don't really even know where to even buy the TCG. I've been looking desperately. Can't find anything. I want to buy it. Abhorrent Soul gifted 5 memberships over on Rumble. Let's go.
More memberships! More memberships! More memberships!
Shout out to Abhorrent Soul. Thank you for the 5 memberships. Appreciate that, man. All right, boys, listen. I'm going to make the gaming stream live now. And like I said, we're going to rate ourselves over there to play some Palworld in a little bit. So let's have the waifu battle. Let's finish up this battle. It's been going all stream long. This is the first battle in our brand new tournament. All nice and pretty. We're going to decide who's going to move on to the next round. It's going to face off against the winner between Shermie and Asuka tomorrow. But until then, let's get into it, boys. Waifu battle. Let's go. Let's finish it up. Boys, this is it. Everybody's hyped. We heard the theme song. There was a vote in there with Tech Dragon with a 2 from Mai. We got another 10 from Akuma from Mai. Let's go, man. Let's play this song. Let's make it happen. Let's make it happen. Then we're going to play some Palworld, man. I'm going to link the stream for Palworld right now in the chat. For you guys that are waiting for that, here you go over on YouTube and on Rumble. You guys already know where to find me, though. You should be subscribed to Hypnotic Gaming Live. What are you doing? This is it, our first battle, boys. No Guilty Gear fans in here? What's going on, man? Panther with a 2 from Mai. Is there a link to hear the full version of the song? I'm really thinking about bringing back a records channel. I'm thinking about it, boys. I'm thinking about it. It might be a thing. I get asked that question way too much. Shout out to Panther. Thank you for the 2. Appreciate you, brother. Them legs are scary. Don't worry about it. You'll be fine. You'll be fine, my... You'll be fine. Bring back Hypnotic Rec. I know, I should, right? I should. Does Biken have any votes? She has some votes, but, you know, it's bad. It's pretty bad.
Hashtag my those articles are enough to make people crash out. I can't take these fools. BTW Spiral Hoodie when?
Oh my god. People want merch. People want a records channel. Jesus. McKee, thank you for the 10 for my. Democulus with a 2 for my on Rumble. Says you can buy Palworld TCG online at Game Nerds, Gamers Guild, As, or Toy Wiz, as well as local game stores or official Bushy Road networks. That's good to know. I'm going to remember that. I'm going to remember that.
Biken, don't let Biken sway things down.
Oh, we got a Biken vote. We got a Biken vote. Let's go. Come on, man. It's got to be some fight back here. You can't just give my an easy win. What happened to the trolls? What happened to the trolls, man? Trolls used to enjoy destroying the chat when chat let their guard down, boys. It's insane. What are we doing? All right, one more time, man. I'm playing the song one more time, and then we're going to play the final countdown. And let's figure it out, boys. Let's see what we got. Let's see what we got. This is a pretty good song. First time I've heard it. Thanks. Appreciate that. Appreciate that. Does this mean you'll have McDuggan's song? Brother, I don't even have the file for the McDuggan song anymore.
Biken.
Let's go. All right, the fight back. Alucard with a 5. For Biken, let's go. Let's go. Where's the coffee? No coffee. No coffee. If Mai ends up losing to troll Superchats, I'll make a coffee t-shirt. I'll make a Hypno coffee t-shirt. Now, let me stop. That's not fair. That's not fair. That's not fair. That's not fair. I don't want to take it, you know. I don't want to influence the battle outside of, you know, what people want. Akuma with a 20 from Mai. Let's go. Come on, where are the Guilty Gear fans? You gotta be here somewhere. Did we hit tier 1 yet? I don't know. I don't think so. I don't think so. Tier 2 might be dead today, boys. It might be. Akuma, thank you for the 20 banger. I appreciate you, brother. You need coffee now? No, you don't. You don't need coffee. You're fine. Don't worry about coffee, sir. Yes, Yamato, I did. I wasn't using it, so I got rid of it. Long time ago. Akuma says Mai is winning for me regardless if she loses the waifu battle. Fair enough. Come on, we got people wanting Biken to win too. Come on, boys. We're $5 away from tier 1. Damage and I.
Biken, it's Mai.
Of course. Damage and I with a 2 from Mai. Of course. Of course. Shout out to Damage and I. Thank you for the 2. All right, boys. Let's get into it, man. We're not at tier 1 yet, or maybe like just barely there. Tier 2 is looking like it's pretty much impossible at this point. But let's do the final countdown. Let's see who's going to win this one. 5. Last super chat on my screen counts. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. Akuma with the 5 memberships. Let's go. Abhorrent Soul with a 20 from Biken. Abhorrent Soul with a 20 for Biken says, here's your troll vote over on Rumble. Deadeye's Lock with a 5 from Mai. We're waiting for lag. We're waiting for lag. Panthera with a 5 from Mai. Waiting for lag. And that is it, ladies and gentlemen.
Holy shit.
Panthera's super chat is the last one that's going to count with the 5 banger for Mai. Thank you, Panthera. Akuma with the 5 memberships. I'll give you your membership clip in a second. Abhorrent Soul dropped a $20 banger for Biken over on Rumble. Absolutely insane. Thank you, sir, for trying your very best. And Deadeye's Lock with a 5 for Mai over on Rumble at the very end, of course. Dietrich Koenig says troll vote, more like a pity vote. Oh, come on. Come on. Damn, man. Akuma, thank you for the 5 memberships, my brother. Appreciate
More
you.
memberships! More memberships! More memberships!
Shout out to Akuma. Thank you for the 5 memberships. I appreciate that very much. We're going to let T-Jab give us the numbers in a few seconds. Tiger King says who won. Well, I mean, it looks like Mai is probably the winner, and she's going to be moving on to the next round, but we're going to wait for T-Jab. During the tournament, we got to wait for T-Jab to make sure that the numbers are exactly what we think they are before we start crowning people. So we got to wait a second anyway. But in the meantime, say RIP to Tier 2, boys. We made it to 300, was it? 380. We were 20 away from the 400 mark. Drum roll? I don't have a drum roll. Oh, maybe I should get a drum roll sound. That's all I have. This is all I have. I got to upgrade my sound effects. I need a drum roll, and I need a no. I need like a no. You know, I need a no sound effect. Something like that. Something like that. Yumi versus Mai tomorrow. No. So here's what it's going to be. Let me bring it up really quick. So Mai just beat Biken. She's moving on to the next round. We're not going to see Mai for a while. Tomorrow is going to be Shermie versus Asuka. Tomorrow. And then after that, it's going to be Elizabeth versus Angel. Then you got Sonya Blade versus Yuri. Nanami versus Eliza. We got a lot. We got a lot planned. Darth Vader. No Darth Vader. We're not gonna put a Darth Vader sound in here. You know, Maharu versus Android 18. That should be interesting. Rainbow Mika versus Milia Rage should be interesting too. Ayane versus Cammy will be a good one also. So we got some good battles lined up on the left side here, and then on the right side, we got a ton of girls, man. It's gonna be good. It's gonna be good. That drum roll literally had me laughing. Why? Format says RIP Tier 2. It's okay, Format. Don't worry about it. Can we get a different Maya picture next time? I plan to. How far are we from Tier 2? Probably like 180, to be honest with you. We're pretty far. We're pretty far, boys. It's unfortunate, but it is what it is. We went as long as we could. The streak dies today. Here's the numbers. It's finally in. Let's go. We got Mai at... All right, so listen. At least Biken didn't end with like $2. You know what I'm saying? At least she didn't end with $2. She got 1/3 of the way. That's pretty decent considering the kind of character she's going up against. You know, we got Mai at $99.79 versus Biken at $31.99, which means the winner and moving on to the next round officially as the first winner of this particular tournament is going to be none other than the one and the only Mai, ladies and gentlemen. Not bad. Not bad. Not bad. The first round is over. Let's do it one more time, ladies and gentlemen. One more time. Let's go. UF Omega just dropped a 20 membership. Holy shit.
Holy shit.
And then he followed it up with a 10 membership. What
Holy
the fuck?
Shit.
Wow. Hold on. I gotta play the coping and seething. Hold on.
You are coping and seething. You just can't accept what you're seeing. Yes, you're coping and seething. The truth it is scalding, and now you are molding and coping so hard. Coping and seething.
Boys. The first battle is officially over, ladies and gentlemen. Guys, UF Omega just dropped 30 memberships. 30 memberships on the chat. I don't know if that gets us a tier 2. I think it gets us close. Like $10 or something like that. But UF Omega, Tell me what clip you want, my man. I'll play it right now. Holy shit. But you do get a more membership clip, though.
More memberships! More memberships! More memberships!
Let's go. Let's go. Tech Dragon dropped a membership as well. Shout out to Tech Dragon. I appreciate that. Hold on. Oh, TJAP actually just said that we are at, hold on, the 10 membership got us just a tier 2. Now we're $1 over. Oh, shit. We're $1 over. Holy shit, we did it. That's insane. That's insane. UFO Mega, I need to know what clip you want, brother. Let's go. Shout out to every single one of you for somehow protecting tier 2 yet again. We are actually going and moving on to 381 tier 2s in a row. That was unbelievably close. Unbelievably close. Yo, Vega says mind blank Asians. All right. You know what? Considering you saved tier 2, I'm going to give you a double. But I'm going to give you Asians first, and then I'll give you the next clip after. Guys, thank you so much. Shout out to everybody who donated to the stream and who came here, hung out with us, enjoyed the conversation. I hope every single one of you had a fantastic time and had a ton of fun with us while you were here. Thank you guys so much for everything. I really, really appreciate it. And of course, shout out to the Hypno Mods for doing what they do every single day. I appreciate you as well. We're going to go raid ourselves right now over on Hypnotic Gaming Live, where we're going to be live playing Palworld in about a little under an hour. So join us. Our Palworld streams have been pretty legendary. So come hang out with us while we play the game. Guys, thank you for everything. And I'll see you guys on the next one. Until then, you guys already know, man. Go be bigots and go be gooners. Next round of the tournament is tomorrow. So be there or you're gay. All right, where is UFO Omega? Right here. All right. Thank you again. I appreciate it. And you also get the Red Boy clip. Did you hit tier 2 yesterday? I did. We barely hit it, but we managed to do it. Let's go.
We have ourselves a Red Boy. Hyper Banger!
Oh my god, it's a Red Boy Hyper Banger!
kids are just as bright and just as talented as white kids. Her dog, or her cat, was named Vagina. Vagina. Vagina.
Put a ticket in, make her gay. Fuck Indiana Jones, put a ticket in, make her lady gay. Fuck baby girl, put a ticket in, make her gay. It means put a chicken in it, Queenie, and make her fucking gay. Fucking pronouns! Fucking pronouns! Fucking gender ambiguity! Fucking current day Californian shit! Cause that's all we fucking know! Cause we're boring! We're so fucking boring! Twitter hole! Twitter hole! Get it right!
At the touch of the black man, I bring life. 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 That's right!
Why the hell are you still here? Go on. Get out of here. Go play some video games.